YouTube actually says, yo,
Yeah.
live. Because normally what will happen is you'll hit it, and even though
It,
YouTube does,
it,
oh,
it's
there you
it's
go.
green.
Yeah, I
It's
see it
green.
now.
There
Yeah,
it
I
is.
see it now. It says received.
Yeah, I saved the stream.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. That's why you're here, man. Help me through my transition, man. Help me through the transition. I ain't saying nothing until YouTube says it is officially.
There it goes.
There you go.
There it is.
All right, all right. And we are finally live. Sorry, guys. Welcome to the Iron Lords podcast and the lordsofgaming.net, episode number 125. And it's another glorious Sunday. We're back at the round table on the Lord's Day. I'm very excited about our special guest, and we've got Gears 5 number 1 on Xbox Live, Death Stranding TGS impressions, Borderlands 3 release, and new streaming competitors to discuss, so we gonna get right into it. I want to introduce a Lord who the ILP had the pleasure of meeting in the flesh at E3 2019. Not only is this Lord one of the most personal and passionate content creators in the game, but truly represents the gold standard of video production, all done with detailed technical analysis and vintage Hollywood flair. Introducing the creator and host of the Colt Eastwood YouTube channel and panelist of the RDX podcast. One of the best graphic designers in the game, and a Lord whose thumbnail game is so tight that everyone in the community has Googled his work at least once by accident. More than just gameplay, and making his long-awaited debut into the realm of the Lords. Creep with me through the Xbox hood, lunatic with the vids. Call him Lord Colt Eastwood. How you doing a second time?
I'm doing really well. That was a really good intro, and yeah, you got a couple Easter eggs in there for me. Appreciate it. A little nod to my namesake.
Yeah,
Yep.
you know, Cog does his research.
Man, that's really good. Not many people know that one.
I want to salute Lord Brat, Basement Arcade, and Lord Salty, because Colt doesn't make a lot of appearances, but I was able to catch those. I caught some nuggets. How you doing, man? Good to have you in the realm.
I'm doing really good.
Finally.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I just decided just to move a couple of things just to get on here because it had to happen.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I know I wanted to be on here even before we met at E3, but
Yeah.
that was like a pure pleasure to meet King David, and then it's like we're all gonna meet next year, right?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. You know, brother. Tradition
Yo,
continues.
when I met Colt, I heard King David. I'm like, what? Yeah, when I saw his face looks just exactly. Well, not exactly, but I'm just talking about like I'm like, yo, you look just like your meme. I said, yo, it's hot. His avatar. I was like, yo, I gotta take a picture. I was like, yo, Tim, just take a picture, please.
Yes, sir.
Oh my
Yeah, there's
God,
a picture with me and
great.
him and Tim and all these other tall dudes, and I'm like, I put my arms around David, and I'm on my tippy toes, just like keep my arms on his shoulders.
He's rolling
Literally
with the king.
standing with giants.
Oh
Literally standing
man,
with
salute.
giants.
I think literally I got to shake your hand for like a minute. That was right before I think the press conference started. And
Yeah.
you guys were on the VIP line. Me and Addict, we were the common folk. we couldn't get indulged in all the greatness that you guys had. But
we had the security like move it along.
yeah, like move it along. They was like, look, that's Colt, and that's King. You disperse around.
They
Next year is
weren't
gonna
like
be
that.
different.
They was like, you can't talk to these people.
So-
Okay?
Oh gosh.
we gotta take you into the building through the back door.
Remove these ruffians from.
Yo, listen.
It's like right before we get to the building, they tell us to put on a uniform. You're gonna be serving them.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
listen, I saw Colt's face
Mhm.
as everything was going on.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna tell you, man, the pure joy across his face, the amazement on things that was going on, it ignites you inside because you get to see the joy again, like the same
Yes.
initial joy that you had the first time.
Yes.
I saw, and I was like, yo, you having a great time? He's like, yo,
Yeah,
it's
man.
incredible.
I see
Yeah.
you guys having fun, bro. It was really cool. Shout out to who was it? Season Ainsley Bolden, those guys. I saw you guys taking the pictures,
Yes.
having a good time.
Mhm.
That was cool. It's just cool to get the faces to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, glad to have you in the realm, Colt. Long overdue, brother.
Yes.
No doubt.
Oh yeah.
And
But
you know we already have. Well, we don't have the 4 horsemen of gaming. I don't know where to. Now let me stop. Now shout out to Lord Saw, man. Unfortunately, he could not make it, man. The Lord should be back in the realm. Just scheduling work is on him right now, but hopefully we get him back soon. Oh, shout out to Dizzy with the $2 super chat. Well. Another week is still no knees. Kid Smooth in the building. He said they cheated us like squires. Yes, they did.
Listen, Dizzy. I think you're onto something, and you know, shout out to you. I hope you feel better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I love you, bro, and I really hope everything goes well.
No doubt, salute. But you still got 3 horsemen in the realm. My co-host with the co-most, my brother from another mother, the difficult game conqueror, Lord of Reviews, and the how of the young wolf. My man, Lord Addict, how you doing, sir?
Doing pretty good. Just a quick question, King. Is there going to be like that fight stuff this morning?
Yes, sir. You know that.
Okay, good. Because I can go to the store and get something to drink while you're doing that.
You know what's funny? You knew it was because you knew what happened yesterday. So stop.
No, I have no idea what happened yesterday.
You're lying right now. You're lying. Don't let me bring the fraud out on you.
It's early.
You can bring the fraud alert because I have no idea what happened yesterday.
Oh, man. So what's been going on, man?
Been playing Borderlands, Final Fantasy VIII. I've still been playing Gears. But man,
you ain't gonna tell them what you've been doing to me?
Oh yeah, but man, tell me how. King David, Lord King David, for some reason, he don't want to be playing no games with me. What's going on with this?
Okay.
Oh wait,
listen.
You turned it to the selfish experience. You turned it to soft? You turned it to
no. Okay. First of all, as y'all see, all the boxes is gone, right? So, and these was what you saw right here is a little small snippet, right? As I have a whole giant room in the back, and I had to remove all those boxes and put them inside the shed. I still got boxes back there. I'm still moving inside the shed, and you know, taking extra boxes and putting them in the shed. So when I get a chance to play, I'm playing like, you know, for at least an hour. Gears, and I want to do everything in Gears, right? I want to upgrade stuff. I want to look places. I want to see stuff because it's an open world. You know what you told me?
So you can only sightsee all, you know, by yourself.
So what it is, you don't want to be rushed. Let's just keep it real.
Yeah,
you want to take your time.
He don't play like me.
Okay.
Have you ever seen this guy?
But
play?
I've already done the playing thing. I don't need to go at my pace.
No, but I won't give Addict this. He won't, if he's playing something, he's good about not spoiling it while playing.
See while you're sightseeing, I'm like, check Facebook or something, man.
Okay.
Gotta give him a shot, man. We gotta do this, man. We gotta do it. Because we got the 3 man. I'll rock with you too, because I gotta get that.
Yeah, we're gonna get that done this week.
Oh no, man. I'm about 10 seconds away from dropping everything on console at this point.
You coming up with me a master race?
This Borderlands thing just opened my eyes. I hit up multiple people to play Borderlands, and the only people I played Borderlands with was Demon and Revo.
Oh, for real? Salute themselves.
They acted like when I joined the party, they're like, that's a stranger.
No doubt. So just been Borderlands and what you call it for your Gears for you, or what? That's it. What has it been?
Borderlands and Gears. I played like hours of that escape mode, man.
Oh, that's what's up. Having fun with escape. All right, no doubt.
Once again, with no one else, just by myself.
All right, you gonna stop guilting us. Now I feel bad. All right, I gotta get rock with you. Schedule permitting, we gonna rock, man. Definitely, I got you. Don't worry about it. And of course, we have the Incredible Hulk of this, aka the XS Gamer.
Ooh.
The Lord of Combat Sports, King of the Statues, who demands nothing less than that premium experience and is the leader of the Fraud Alert movement.
Ooh.
Late. Beloved. Lord King, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. Okay, so I know y'all wondering, King, why is no combat talk, going up? It was fights.
Go to the store, be back.
Yeah. Let Addict slide out real quick.
Go ahead, King. Talk that talk, baby. Let's go.
Listen, guys, I'm gonna tell you, last night's fight with Tyson Fury was a person picking a tomato can. First, not only is his little fake title as linear champion some crap that they're putting along so you guys can just tune in thinking he's some part of the heavyweight championship. No. The facts of the matter is he lost his belts due to his drug abuse and his inactivity. All right. So the fact that this man lost his belts is because he was unfit to have the belts. You're not fit to be the champion. So stop running around talking about you the champion because you're on your rehab run. All right. So you're on your rehab run right now and you're picking tomato cans. You got knocked out by the real champion. And now you struggling with these guys and your face looking all beat up. You're looking all hurt. I truly can't wait for you to fight Deontay Wilder so he can stretch you and I can do a combat talk about you.
He talking reckless though, King. I heard he's really talking like he said Deontay's not that deal. Like, what's going on?
Listen. There's footage out there of when they do the ring count. Now, if anybody knows boxing, when you go to a live boxing event, there's a woman or man that's outside the ring that's there to assist the ref. In the event of a knockdown, that person stands up and starts the count. Just in case the ref gets distracted or doesn't understand what's going on in the ring, that person is there to have the count. You may notice a ref may look outside and continue to count from the person that's outside. Tyson Fury was counted out in that fight. He continued to go on, and we already know it was a decision, right? Okay, not taking anything away from that part. He came, he fought the champion. It was a great fight. My thing is, this guy is fighting tomato cans, and he wants maximum viewership. What people would do before and back in the days when Floyd Mayweather was fighting would associate the name Floyd Mayweather in anything that they're doing, and that will get clicks and it will get likes and will get follows and it'll trend. Listen, Tyson Fury fought absolutely, and you know what? No disrespect to Oswald Waldo. You are a decent fighter, okay? And
he said, anything I know from boxing is Rocky and Apollo. Your Colt in the tweet, your Colt in the shot having.
You know what? You know what? Colt? Had Rocky and Apollo Creed was fighting yesterday, you would have got a combat talk because it was actually something worthy of you to see. The reason why this ain't worthy, I'm not going to tell you to go watch something. It's like watching paint dry. You don't want to tell nobody to do that. So it sucked. I tell y'all, UFC is actually killing it right now with actually putting out fights that are worth your viewing pleasure. So
quick. That's right.
Yeah, it is. That was a good one. Yeah, you had me turning into UFC, and I don't know anything about UFC, guys. So when I tune in and I see somebody like Cowboy or something like that, and I'm just like, okay, and I just know good fighters. I just know good technique when it comes to that stuff, and I would like other guys to help me along with that, with the names and the people. But listen. Don't waste your time. Don't worry about it. That's the combat talk. Come back at it. We all in it. I was playing Gears all week.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it. And all Gears?
That's it. Anytime I got a chance to play Gears, that's all I wanted to play. I've waited for this game for so long to play this game. There's no need for me to rush off and play something else. This is what I want to play. I haven't played no Destiny. I haven't. I don't jump in party chat. I want to soak the game up because I played part 4, and part 4 was so good for me. Okay, playing part 5, this is fantastic.
Take your time. You want to enjoy. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Nothing wrong with that. No doubt. You already know. You know what I'm saying? And of course, we have the Lord of the Cooperative Experience and Gaming Ninja himself, the Shinobi, LordCognito, spreading that realness in the realm of the ILP. Not telling you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. Same thing as y'all, man. Gears, Borderlands, got to touch briefly. You know what I'm saying? We'll get into that. I know it's one of our topics. And of course, Destiny, prepping for all the stuff that is coming. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it for me. But now that we gotten into what the Lords have been playing, I want to start off with Lord Colt, his video game system history, his journey as a graphic designer and cartoonist, and what led him from YouTube to arguably one of the most popular and best RDX Xbox podcasts that we know, RDX of course. So Lord Colt, man, let's start from the very beginning. Like, what were some of the first video game systems you had, and what got you to gaming?
All right, here's where I tell everybody how old I am.
Let's go.
Right? I started out on the television.
Guys.
Yes, talk about it. Go ahead, Colt.
Yeah, I started
talk about 20 minutes. I don't know.
Listen, continue. Educate the youth, Colt. Educate him.
Yeah, let me tell you, all you young bucks, what's going on in the video gaming world. All right. I started out with the Intellivision way back in the early '80s. Okay. I never owned an Atari. And in the late 80s, my parents got me a Nintendo, and that's when I became a junkie. So the best part about my video game history was around the time the Super Nintendo came out, my little brother made fun of me said that everyone called me Nintendo Freako at school. And I was just starting high school, so I ditched gaming for like almost 10 years.
Wow.
So it's really, I mean, I don't know, I started getting a girlfriend or two and hanging out, got a job, got a car, became Colt Eastwood. And
wow, 10 joints. Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. So around the time I got married, built a house, had a couple kids, I told myself I'm out of college. I need to get a video game system. So I bought an old OG Xbox when everyone was buying the Xbox 360. I had that for like 6 months. I said, forget this. I got to go back. I got to go with everyone else.
Right.
So I got a 360. And when I got GTA 4, this is 2008. When GTA 4 came out, it was over. I was like, I was like in gaming like no other. I missed like the whole late 90s, early 2000s era. Like I missed the Nintendo 64. I mean, I played them a little bit at friend's house, but it was crazy. There's just like this black hole of time where I didn't game.
That's so interesting. Let me back you up just a second. Shout out to the Ashley Look with the $2 super chat. Colt talk about his nickname. We will get into that further. I kind of alluded to it with Colt in his intro, but we'll get to that, Luca. But I want to go back. So basically, first of all, you dropped a bomb. I can't let you get past the bomb that you dropped with the Intellivision King. Remember that? That was bomb. So I know. I'm proud of my ace. I know about that one. You know what I mean? So then you kind of then transition into NES, and it was so NES was the start of the beginning of that gap. Was that the last console before you didn't get back to the OG Xbox?
Well, I mean, we had the NES. I didn't realize it, but remember that there was the video game crash, the Atari and the Intellivision. Like there was a gap where people didn't have really play games at home. We went to the arcades, and I even didn't do that because if you remember back in the mid to late 80s, like it was expensive to play on an arcade. So
that's when they put out all those ET games, and that's when the crash happened from Atari.
I mean, I had a friend who had a literal, this is a shout out to King. I had a friend who had a literal paper route. And he would use his paper route money to play Paperboy on arcade at the gas station. So so we just gotten the Super Nintendo, and I played like F-Zero and Street Fighter, and I just didn't enjoy it as much as the NES. And then when my little brother, who's like a year and a half younger than me, came in, and he's like, everyone at school calls you Nintendo Freako, and I'm like, I felt so embarrassed.
So that's what did you in, Cole? Is that what did you in?
It did. It cut me deep. So it did. It really got to me. And so right now I am not ashamed. I am proud to be such a nerd and to play games. And I'll tell people at work, I'm like, you don't understand. I go, it's like going to watch the best action movie at theaters, except you are controlling the characters. That's what video gaming is.
No doubt.
So I missed that whole gap. Like people talk about Final Fantasy, Resident Evil, StarCraft, World of Warcraft, stuff like that. I have no understanding of that era of gaming.
I get it. Colt was being Colt Eastwood, but now let's get you back. You can now come back. Now what I want to touch back. What was the draw? You said you got the OG Xbox, or your friends had the 360, but what was it? Something in the back of your head? Did you see something that you was like, you know what? I need to pick it back up again. Pick that controller. Like
I mean, I had just had my second kid, and I felt like I've done enough in life because I didn't want to have a gaming console to distract me through college and all that stuff. And I thought I got to play this stuff. And my buddy gave me GTA San Andreas. And when I was in high school, one of my absolute favorite movies was Menace to Society.
Woo!
And I felt like that movie is like the most perfectly cinematically shot movie ever. Like I don't know why it doesn't get accolades for the way that movie was shot.
Classic.
It's amazing.
Classic.
Amazing. And I felt like I was playing Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society when I played that game. And the cool thing about it is I played Legend of Zelda on NES back when I was a kid. I realized that GTA San Andreas was like a Legend of Zelda in gangster rap clothing.
It was Zelda in the hood. Let's go.
I mean, it had RPG elements, which I didn't know that term, RPG elements, back 2007 or 2008 or whatever when I was playing that. Absolutely loved that game.
Dope.
And GTA 4 was coming out, and I'm like, I got to do it. I told my wife, I got to buy one of these 360s, and she goes, wait a month because the 60 gig one's coming out. I'm like, oh, there you go.
That's dope, man. That is so cool. You picked up the controller again, got going, so you got 360, and then you got back in the biz, man. Awesome story, man. Very unique. I like that. Now, my question to you is, obviously, there's a lot of graphic design and cartoonists. I mean, we see the thumbnails, we see all the work you do, and I had to throw the intro. Even the Lords were guilty one time. Like, wow, that looks professional. We didn't even know Colt did that. So my question to you, Colt, is like, was this something you were always doing prior to the YouTube thing? Like, was that part of the background? Like, give us some background on the graphic design aspect.
I started graphic design around the time I got the Xbox.
Okay.
So I was kind of doing this stuff for work, and I had to do a lot of half self-teaching and then half learning from a couple of people. And so I just always liked creating stuff. So I made some stuff on my YouTube channel, like personal videos, and I tried to produce them. And once I got into gaming, I watched a lot of people on YouTube. I'm like, man, I wish I could do that. But back then, when we had the Xbox 360, you couldn't make a YouTube channel unless you had a really good PC and you had a capture program or capture card. So I just didn't do it. And once the Xbox One came out and you could record, I said, all right, I got to make a channel. I got to do this. And so I tried to pour everything that I could, like voiceover, graphics, editing. And I mean, I have a pass with video editing, even on videotape.
Wow.
Like I've worked with machines and stuff, and it's come a long way. I've always wanted to do this.
It shows. Because the thing I wanted to say is, like, right off the top, I mean, I remember the first time I came across one of your videos, and I was just like, man, this is a different level. Like, this is, and this is no disrespect to any other content creator, and I love all these guys, but the work that you do, Colt, it truly, King, you know what it reminds me? It's like when you go to the movies and you hear "In a World." Where that's Colt Eastwood's video. Like, Colt Eastwood video is something different. Like,
listen, Cog knows there's only 3 people that I religiously make sure that I must tune in and watch. It's Colt, it's Dealer, and it's Rand.
No doubt.
And it's not in that order. Whenever whoever pops up first is I'm definitely gonna watch it. Only video that I did not watch from y'all 3 was the Gears of War video.
Yeah, stay away. You stay away.
But that's right. I went to everybody's chat section and was like, listen, I'm definitely watching it later after I finish the game. But his stuff is exactly what it's very well done. If you want a how-to on how to put something together, this is just standard. You understand? And it's exactly the most professional, the cleanest, and just very damn good, man. I just love it.
Give it up. Shout out to Will My Hood in the chat. He says gamers at the bottom. He said actually he was talking about Colt designing a gamer pick, and he says on the hood of his kid's racing team that he sponsors. So salute to Will My Hood. You know what I'm saying?
That is cool. He sent me a picture of he had me design these 2 grasshoppers holding assault rifles because he served in the military. So he had me design this logo that says Wilmy Hood, and it's got the 2 grasshoppers holding an AK and an M4 or whatever. And he showed me this picture of this, I don't know, it's probably like 4 foot wide circle logo, a glossy vinyl wrapped on this hood of this car. I'm like, holy crap. I think it was on the hood, but like that is a huge, for me, I mean, I charged him $50 for that logo. I spent about 4 or 5 hours on it. I loved working on it, but that was the ultimate reward to say, hey, Colt, look where your logo is. I mean, it's awesome,
bro. It's lit, man. Community is giving up a lot of love. Distracted by Life. Colt is like the Bob Ross of gaming design. Shout out to Jonathan B, the $5 super chat. Colt went from writing game reviews on stone tablets all the way to making YouTube videos. You've seen it all, Lord. Salute, man. Yeah, man. People love your work, man. And we've seen the gamer picks, the avatars all over the place, man. Tremendous work. So now let's get to the YouTube era. Like, how did that get going? Like, how did you get started with that? Obviously, Lucas asked, and I've already kind of alluded. I want you to tell the people about the Colt Eastwood moniker, and then, of course, what led you to RDX. So let's start YouTube first.
Okay. I mean, I could skip all the preamble, and it really started when I made a Destiny review video. So I was really looking forward to Destiny.
It's cool. It's okay, Colt. You're still allowed to come back.
Yeah. Destiny. I didn't like Destiny, so I did a review, and I didn't give it a number or anything. I just talked about what I was a big Borderlands fan, and Destiny just it went part of the way and just stopped for me. Yeah. So I decided to make this review and try to put in my production values into it. It got 1,000 views. Woo. And I thought, oh, that's cool. And so I did a bunch of other stuff, and I went like 2 years getting on average like 50 views to 250 views. And I would spend hours on videos, and I just thought, man, you really have to scratch and claw your way into YouTube. There's millions of content creators, thousands and thousands of top tier video game content creators. And I had a couple successes. I talked about why Dead Island 2 wasn't coming and had like 50,000 views. And I mean, you look at that next to all of my videos and like 50 views, 250 views. All of a sudden there's a 50,000 view, and the next one's about 250 views. Like it was horrible. But fast forward to spring of 2017, and Dealer Gaming messaged me. Nice. And I was a big fan of this guy because I used to watch his videos twice a week. Like he'd put out something every few days. And I'd be at work, and I would sit my phone on my desk and listen and watch his video while he's driving around in Forza 6. Right? Loved his delivery, loved his tech knowledge. Just loved that he just told it how it is. And he was just really good. And he didn't have no drama, Dealer. Just, I'm here to talk about what you need to know. You're asking these questions. I've got the answers. So I had commented on one of his videos one day, and he messaged me and says, hey, Colt, your comment has like 350 likes on my video. And it's like the top comment. He goes, that's really cool. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Dealer messaged me back, right? So I said something back to him, and he goes, hey, man, we need to talk about why your videos aren't getting viewed. And I'm like, okay. He goes, call me on Hangouts. He gives me his Hangouts number because he doesn't know if I'm a stalker, and I'm going to come.
Shout out to Dealer for being petty. Shout out to Dealer.
Shout out to Dealer for being careful around a guy named Colt Eastwood. So I'm at work one day, and he calls me on Hangouts, and my boss and I sit across the room from each other, and he's talking to me. He starts giving me, you need to do this, stop doing this, make sure you're doing this and this and this. We talk for about an hour. I get off the phone, and I go, I just talked to Dealer Gaming.
You made it, baby.
I was fanboying. Yeah, it's so funny because we're all just regular dudes. Yeah, we're all just putting out content for people that love to hear about content. Fact. And sometimes we feel like we're talking to somebody who's way bigger than us, and some people are awesome. So the crazy thing was, Dealer had to talk with me once or twice, and the next 2 weeks. My channel changed. Wow. And I mean, it was unbelievable. He gave me a shout out I did a video, and he said, hey guys, check out this Colt Eastwood. He's really good. Bro. And it was huge. It changed my life. And I don't know how to tell people. I don't tell people this a lot. And I've told Dealer several times, Dealer, you changed my life. You made the difference to where my family and I have like extra spending money. We go on a couple extra trips. I took my wife with me to E3. We went to FanFest. We spent the week in LA together. Met you guys. Like, it is absolutely amazing. And this community, notwithstanding a couple of turds, is absolutely outstanding. Dude, I love it.
I'm glad you said that, because look, we're friends with everyone on the community, every side, and I like that the good is actually pointed out for people sometimes that may get a bad rep on occasion, and I've heard this story multiple times, you know what I'm saying, in reference to this. Salute to Dealer, we're good friends in the realm, and to hear you say that, and just, we've seen it time from me and Addictive talked and stuff, and Dealer's even giving us advice, like, hey, man, step your mic game up, Lord.
Oh, yeah,
do
you
this,
see it,
Lord.
right? You see the mic, right?
Like, there's things for us, you know what I'm saying, that he's done, and he doesn't get enough credit for that. And I think if people got a chance to really know him and, you know what I'm saying, get behind it, or forget all the BS and just talk gaming, he's really a good dude. So I'm glad you said that. That is tremendous. I just don't want to forget. Oh, wow. Will My Hood. Wow. With the $50 super chat. Brother, thank you so much. I wish you had some words behind it, because I would love to express what you said.
Well, whatever you want to say, just put it in the chat.
Well, so okay, he's got out there for you. He's got a following statement. This is what a podcast should be. Great show, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Shout out to the grounded gamer, Fonzerelli. I can confirm Dealer and Colt are both awesome people and good friends. And that's what it's about, man. Like, at the end of the day, we're here for gaming. And to hear you say that, wow. So, I mean, that
Hey,
that
you
is
know,
tremendous.
Fonz and I met in person a couple weeks ago. My family and I went to Disneyland, and Fonz and I met on the outskirts of where he lives, and we we're just gonna stop at an In-N-Out and just meet.
Oh, dope.
We hung out for 5 hours
Dope.
until like 1:30 in the morning.
That's what's up, bro.
Now it's like Fonz and I went to high school together because we're the same age.
Yep.
We hardly even talked about gaming. It was amazing.
Yeah,
I could tell you for a fact. I mean, I've always known Fonz was a good dude.
Yeah,
That's
good people.
But then we meet in real life. None of us is a serial killer. It all works out. It's great.
No, cool. Before I move on to
Just because neither one of you killed each other, don't mean none of you are serial killers.
Yo, cool. I'm glad you said that, man. Now, I want you to tell the people, because I know I did a little spiel with your intro, but we got to get to it, man. Everyone says he has to tell us about the name. How did he pick the name? So is it true? Did I get it right? Lord?
Oh yeah, you got her, the maniac of black, Mr. Snoop Eastwood.
Oh!
Yep.
That deep cover verse. The deep cover.
Oh yeah, deep cover, man. Which is
Yo.
also in the Chronic album.
Yes.
Yeah, they do. He uses that same line.
Yes.
Yeah. Back in the day, like that was my stuff. Yeah. My first car, the car I had in high school was a Colt. It was a Colt E.
Woo!
Yeah, it's this little hatchback. Kind of looked like it was silver. It looked like a DeLorean that a pregnant woman would drive. But I had this massive sound system in it, so bad that it sounded like the license plate was going to come off. So people call me Colt. They call me Colt Bass, and then they started calling me Snoop, and then they started calling me Colt Eastwood because of that song. So yeah, it was.
Bro.
Yeah,
when I heard that. I heard a snippet of it. I want to shout out. I got to shout out Brap, because that's when I was doing some research, and I was like, oh, I love Colt now even more. Like that. People don't understand that verse. That was like almost like early Snoop debut.
Oh yeah, that was Snoop's first big appearance was on the deep cover song.
Yes.
And then he was halfway in the Chronic album, and that's what propelled the Doggy Style album.
Bro.
I mean, we skipped school. My 4 friends of mine, we skipped school on a snowy day and drove down to the mall when it opened to pick up Doggy Style.
Oh, Doggy Style's like classic, bro.
Yeah, I went home, and it's funny because I grew up listening to like 80s and soft rock and stuff, but gangster rap changed how I looked at music.
Woo!
And I skipped school to go get that CD, and we drove around with a Discman plugged into a radio in my friend's truck, doing donuts around while we're skipping school, listening to that new album.
Bumping it, baby. He was cold.
Yep.
He's like, I'm running with the name. Listen, I love you said, because that's literally my top 2 Snoop verses of all time. Is that one, The Creep with Me, and the Nothing But a G Thing. The 1, 2, 3, and 10, 4. Those are like when you first heard that for the first time, like he made his mark, man. Like, yo, salute Colt Eastwood with the gangster rap references.
That's right.
No doubt, man. So, Colt, we're going to move on, man. But we're going to ask you, we ask every guest at the round table. We got to ask you your top 5 video game or franchises of all time. Let's go.
Okay. First one is Mass Effect. I love the Mass Effect. I love Borderlands and Fallout. So those are my big genres. So it's really hard to top. I mean, GTA San Andreas is probably my all-time favorite game. It's hard to go back to now because it's so old, but I just felt like it did everything. You could fly, you could skydive, you could ride a bicycle. Actually, you had to pump the trigger to pedal the bike.
Yes,
and if you put down the stick, it went cling, cling. That was awesome.
Yes.
And a big Red Dead Redemption fan. I mean, I love games. I love them so much. And I don't know, I probably play 20 hours a week. I do a podcast once a week. I make a video once a week. I hardly sleep. I'm too old to be doing this, but I love it.
But we love it. That's what we do it, right? Absolutely. I'm in the boat with you, man. So wait, you said Mass Effect, Grand Theft, Red Dead. Did I miss 2?
Borderlands,
and
Fallout.
Now, because some of your early videos were like Fallout too, right?
Yeah, I did like a whole Let's Play of Fallout 4 that no one watched.
Listen, man. Shout out to Dylan. Shout out to Dylan for getting you to the light, man.
I know exactly who did watch Anchorman. Eyeballs was glued to it.
Anchorman definitely watched. He probably knew about you before everybody else, how much he loved Fallout. That is what's up, man. Salute to Colt Eastwood. Tremendous gaming history. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna get into the show. We got a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? So last week's poll results are in. The people have spoken to the question with the overall positive reception and solid Metacritic score regarding Gears 5. How critical was the success of Gears 5 for the overall Xbox Game Studio brand? The winner of a runaway three-way ILP poll at 69% is the critical Xbox Game Studios prove they can deliver high-quality games with momentum into next gen. Coming in at second place at only 26% was the I'm not impressed with Xbox Game Studios until it's something other than Halo, Gears, and Forza. And in last place at a close 6% was the I don't care until Gears 5 fix their online servers group. Shout out to all the lords who participated in last week's poll. Lord Colt, what do you think about this, man? Was Gears 5 that critical? Do you agree with the people?
Yeah, it was so good. It was actually an emotional ride playing that game.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it. I got to play it early review. I played it the weekend before it came out. And it ran flawlessly. There were absolutely no problems. There was one problem. Dealer and I played much of it in co-op, where Jack went to open a safe and he kept bumping it like he was humping the safe. And we had to and it was a thing where I was hosting, so I hit start, reload checkpoint. It loaded for like 8 seconds, and we were right back to where the battle finished, and we told Jack to go hack safe. But it's really having problems right now. But dang, the game was so good. I loved it. I gave it a really high score. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10 or 95. It's
critical for the brand moving forward.
It's critical for the brand and for Xbox Game Pass or Xbox Game Studios because it's one of the best games that they've put out, and Xbox Game Studios has been around like a whole year, right?
Yeah.
So they have a ways to go.
Absolutely, brother.
Kid Smooth says it's Game of the Year. I definitely think it's going to get Game of the Year nomination. It's got to inch ahead of Sekiro. It's got to inch ahead of Resident Evil 2, which I don't know if that is going to be in there. It's got to inch ahead of Death Stranding, which we'll talk about later.
Everybody got a whole lot of work to do with Keighley.
He's got a whole marathon against Death Stranding.
I would love to throw my money in with Kid Smooth on Game of the Year because I think he's got something going there. I really do. And I know Kid Smooth puts his neck out on the line for what I think is something like Gears being Game of the Year it should be a believable thing. And people are going to hassle somebody like Kid or somebody like me for saying something like that. But you got to be real. This game was really well done. It hit the emotional notes. It's one of the best looking games in the whole generation. It's I say one of the people don't like to use the words looking to them.
They get all sensitive with you when you say that, Cole.
They do. They do.
No doubt, man. But yeah, man, I'm with you, bro. I'm definitely with you. I think that it's tremendous. It should be up there. And the thing that I like about it is that just feature-wise, it's very robust. You know what I'm saying? It's doing a bunch of things. Because you got the cooperative aspect, you got the story, you got the single player, you got Horde, you got all these modes, man. So I think it definitely should be up in the mix. But that's what I got. We're going to get into these topics, y'all. Lord King. The mighty have fallen. Is there a new champ on Xbox Live?
Well, check it out, right? And shout out to Randolph, though, my man. All right, this is how I came across. Like I tell you, I have my burgers, fries, and shake. My dealer, Rand and Colt. All right, that's my joint. That's my go-to. Yeah. So I stick my head out the sand playing Gears, and Cognito's like, yo, we need our topics for the week, and I'm like, I don't want to do it. So I said, and I'm looking at his lead-in, and I watched the video, and what blew me away is that Gears 5 Ultimate top Fortnite, and what makes it more amazing is that the Gears 5 regular edition made the list as well. So, Gears 5 Ultimate was in Game Pass. And Fortnite, being it is a free-to-play game, that means everybody got their fingers on it. We already know the levels that everybody's playing this game relentlessly.
Right.
And the fact that Gears Ultimate beat it out for the #1 position on Xbox Live is an eye-opener for a game that so-called people were saying that they don't know if it was going to be this, they didn't know if it was going to be that. It was so much doubt, it was so much speculation around the single-player game.
Right.
My question is, does this surprise anyone? And does this bode well for the future of Xbox Live, and especially the fact that the limited amount of people in Game Pass, is it a limited amount of people now? Are they not giving out numbers that are greater than what we think it is?
No, this is good. This is a good question. Now, full disclosure, obviously, when it did happen, it was early in the week, and it was #1. Now, as of right now, it's Borderlands. Borderlands just came out, but that's the live, up-to-date joint. But it was #1, and I think you're making a good point. Let's bring it back to Colt. Like Colt, during that period, when you have Gears 5 launch, and obviously we know Fortnite is the juggernaut that it is. It's free to play, and everyone has Fortnite. It's just a phenomenon. Like, were you even surprised that Gears was able to contend and knock it out the spot, even for that period?
Yeah, I mean, all these new games usually take top spot for a little bit, like Borderlands is right now. But yeah, it shows the power of Game Pass. I don't know. I get tired of people touting sales. I've had people literally tell me on social media they would rather play the version that is sold the most than play the one that plays the best and looks the best. So I don't know. That's kind of the mentality of the way people look at things, so that their platform could be held up higher than the other. But I don't know. It's just weird. IGN gave Gears a 9. GameSpot gave it a 7. Like, what's going on with? Oh man, I'm trying not to get into the cry foul about
you trying to stay away from that, Lee?
I'm totally trying to stay away from it, because I keep telling people reviews don't matter.
Right.
Like, they are one tool. They are one tool that you need to use when you decide to buy a game. They're not the be all end all. So if a few outlets give it a low score, which is what happened with Gears, it's not a big deal.
Right.
But when one of them is heavily weighted on Metacritic,
yeah,
yikes.
No, absolutely. Now I hear what you're coming from. I guess for me, my more specific was you was like, in reference to the connection with Game Pass, right? Because obviously, we've heard I want to say conflicting. Some people feel, obviously we speak to the Matt Piscatellas, the MPD guys. We speak to a lot of the devs. They tell us how beneficial Game Pass is and how it creates engagement. But some people do feel like, hey, I don't know if this is the right way Microsoft's going. But do you feel that the Game Pass impact has something to do with that positively, where it can overtake something like a Fortnite, even if it's briefly on Xbox Live?
Yeah. I mean, definitely, Game Pass has brought more people to games that they would never play, and it makes a massive reach for something like Gears 5. I've seen people say, I don't know if I'm going to try it yet, or I'm going to wait till it goes on sale. I'm like, where's the whole Game Pass exists? Like, I mean, even people on PC, it's what I mean. At the very most, it's $10, or $15 to get Ultimate. Give it a try for a month. Someone said, I don't know if I want to try Borderlands or Gears first. I'm like, get them both. Get Gears and Game Pass. Get Borderlands for $60.
Facts. Looks like we got a special guest, a new challenger. Is that the grounded gamer? Is that the Fonzerelli himself?
I'm just here to say the Game Pass sucks.
Salute the Lord Fonz in the building. What's going on, sir?
Hey, Fonz. Welcome back.
Don't do that to Fonz. Come on. That's the homie right there. That's fair. That is fair. What's going on, Fonz?
What happened with that welcome back, huh?
No, I'm glad that you're here, sir. I'm glad that you're here.
Yeah, you're getting that fraud alert out.
So what up, Fonz, man? Like, what's going on? What do you feel about this? I mean, albeit briefly, but about Gears kind of being on the Xbox Live most played list.
It's awesome. It's a great game. It's deserving. It's really deserving. It's a fun game. Lots of people love the multiplayer in the game. So, I mean, it's only fitting, right? That people are just playing the heck out of it right now.
Yeah, man. Absolutely, man. Tremendous. Lord Addict, man. What do you feel about that? Xbox Live, briefly, Gears was up there holding the title, man.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me when a brand new game comes out that's especially on the caliber of Gears. It'd be weird if it didn't.
What about because it was free to play on Fortnite? You know what I'm saying? You think that Game Pass?
Well, I mean, it snatched the Fortnite players for a couple hours, and then they went back when they beat the campaign. Look, hey, just because Fortnite free to play don't mean Game Pass ain't $1 for new customers right now.
Let me flip it on you, Addy. Though, what about like from the perspective of, do you think, let's say, because a lot of people did jump in, Ibanez don't even play Xbox like that. Ibanez picked up Ultimate, was playing Gears, he was streaming it. So my question is, do you think this will help with them retaining the subs, or are you worried that once the game, if they have a quality game like a Gears, that once that the movement is over, that they'll kind of let it go? What do you feel about that?
I think it's going to be just like when I worked at Dish. People don't realize, people forget that they're in a subscription.
Yes.
And you know how many times I'd have to add, because I had to read the pretty much like the damage control statement for it so many times, like I memorized it. Like I definitely understand, ma'am. We can go through the routes and we can get you took off the subscription, but we can't refund it.
No
it happens all the time. Like, think about all the subscriptions people have right now and how many you actually unsubscribe to.
It's a good point. A lot of people, they're in those reoccurring subscription services. I mean, even now, there's some that I'm like, oh man, I gotta cancel that. I'm not even.
I said that yesterday.
Yeah,
I said that EA access, it gotta go.
And we're gonna speak on that. I'm glad you bet. We're gonna speak on that. We got a nice little topic for them. But that's a good point, Addict, man. I see where you're going, man. Lord King, what's going on, man? It's your topic, brother.
Well, listen, I want them to continue this momentum going forward. Like Colt said, it's nice to build a house, but you got to fill it up with people, right?
Yeah.
So let's start filling it up with good games going forward. This is Microsoft Studios' first real banger, right? Yeah. And let's keep it going. Let's let this be the gold standard. It's a full, robust game that has multiplayer. Any way that you want to play your multiplayer. It also has board building, like you can actually build up your own map and actually descend and play it. And you can also play other people's maps. This is a robust, full-fledged game. Single player, multiplayer horde PvE versus, it's a very well thought out map executed game. And in the beginning, we were so afraid of what was going to happen, why they didn't show this. We were so critical and questioning what was going to go on, and the fact that it debuted at number one, that it just speaks volumes. To me. I thought it resonated well because Game Pass is the vehicle going forward for Microsoft.
Absolutely.
And that's just how I felt about it. Is it like Fonz says, it's a really, really good game. So should be played.
I think it's something that is significant. I think I was very surprised. I mean, I never think anything is going to dethrone Fortnite just in this current space. So even if it's for a brief period, what I'm saying, to me it's still impressive. And like you said, I think Game Pass is the driver. I think their whole concern is getting people attached to the service. So I guess for me, I'm more curious of MPD in September to see how that correlation is going to work. If as far as retainment, that's going to be
rotation, right? Yeah.
That's what I want to see. I want to see how that goes off because we've seen in the past, with State of Decay, Sea of Thieves, things like that, that helped propel those to win MPD months. So I think for Microsoft at this point, I think their whole thing is just get everybody in on this service. You have quality games, that's going to attract them, and then kind of keep that momentum going forward with Project X Cloud and hopefully Scarlet, just to keep people locked in.
Exactly.
To that Game Pass infrastructure. Oh, shout out to Stitch with the $2 super chat. This should be the gold standard on every plat, period. I feel you, man. I think you're
Microsoft's biggest asset that they're going to have is, let's not forget that Gears is a multiplayer game.
Yes.
And it's a good multiplayer game. Yes. It's not, I might not have enjoyed Sea of Thieves, but people still played Sea of Thieves on Game Pass. Because it's there.
Yeah. I got Stitch.
You missed two.
Okay, get me. Take care.
I believe you missed, who was this?
Who am I?
I don't got my glasses.
Victor. I got Victor.
You got Victor, and
Yeah,
what was the one before Victor?
Vic and Stitch, and then we got the big boy. We got my boy.
No, there was one more after. Yeah, it was a $2 super chat. Salute Colt for being part of this community. And also sorry, and it was Victor, for the $5, super chat. Listen, guys, I don't got on my glasses. I got on these daggone shades. And the reason why I'm going to keep having these shades on because my eyes look like golf balls because Cognito got me up in the morning. So I don't see anything going on this screen at all. And I'm going to continue to wear these because y'all not going to be making memes out of me. It's not going to happen.
Oh, good, bro. Now, I appreciate you for picking me up, man. Attic helped me out, too, if I missed anything, man. I was just in the zone. I was excited about Game Pass. I was hyped.
I feel you. It is true. It is definitely true. I am super Captain Game Pass, and I just love the value that you get for it. Opposed to a couple of things that we're going to talk about later.
No doubt. Shout out to Fonz for being petty. David, you'll never exceed the LordCognito meme. My meme game is crazy out here. It's crazy out here.
Yeah, that hat with the cigar.
Yeah, shout out to DJ Sig, man. Oh my God, he gets me all the time, man. Salute. Anchorman got me one good time too. So salute to those brothers. You already know. So we're gonna get into the next topic, man. Lord Addict. What is going on, man? We had some reveal of a Kojima game. More information, correct?
Look, man, you're gonna have to stop that because if you start laughing, I'm gonna start laughing, and you can't do that. One of us has to be the mature person, okay?
What happened, man?
So Kojima, over there at Kojima Productions, at this point, they released a 50-minute gameplay. People were saying, Kojima, we like your game. We just want to see more on it, and we saw more. Look, man, we might have to just go ahead. Like, I don't even think throwing this game in the bushes is going to be enough. Like,
wow,
we might have to go over there and throw the entire business in the bushes. Like I just, what's funny? And I posted something on Twitter.
Your Twitter has been crazy right now.
Joke. Which, people apparently, they control everything. But, I make a joke, man, take this serious. I got people giving me the address, saying pull up. And I'm just like, first off.
Wait, chill. You got hit with the pull up?
Yes,
was Death
you got the pull up. Yes, he did. Yes.
Bro, you ain't telling me you got hit with the pull up. Wow.
That's because I didn't care.
Okay.
Like after about the third, there's about 5 or 6 people did it. After about the second or third one, I just muted everything. I was like, I'm not dealing with this anymore. Like if people can't take jokes, that's on them. And your people, I had to mute people. I muted the thread, and then they started actually tagging me because I guess they noticed that I muted the thread. And I was like, look, like at the end of the day, play this game if you want. Because I low-key said anyone that likes this game needs to be in a straitjacket.
Yes. You question their mental health.
It was a joke, but it is what it is. But maybe you do need some mental help too. I don't know. I'm starting to think that by seeing the comments on Twitter, there's got to be something wrong with these people too. Like,
listen. You right now, I could just
maybe
see
like you know what I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking they're on some like some Stranger Things, man. They drinking that bug juice or something like that. Because the way I'm thinking about it is like if you could understand this story, you might need to be in a straitjacket with Kojima, because and the part that blows my mind is it was a joke, and then it got to the point where it was like, this isn't even like people. First off, a wellness check. I'm not checking on you, okay? If I call a wellness check on you, it is the actual community checking on you.
Okay. So, but needless to say, Addict, you were not impressed with the Tokyo Game Show, what is it, 49-minute or whatever it was, footage that was shown. That's your overall, and you want to bring this to the table, I'm assuming, about what everyone else felt about said content.
I'd rather get, what is that severe thing that the army does, like the waterboarding thing?
Oh my God.
I'm done.
Before I play Death Stranding, another second.
Let's make this around the round table. He's out of control. Lord Colt, I'm very curious. First of all, one, did you see the Death Stranding footage from TGS? And if you did, what were your impressions?
No, I only saw small excerpts on social media. Now I've some people got really mad at me because I've kind of stood up for this game. Right around E3, they put out a trailer that moved me pretty well. Like I thought, oh man, I wish Xbox had something with this much production value, this much motion, and this much. It just had a lot of weight to it. And I know the game is weird. I know it's strange. I know Kojima how he is, and he doesn't make games that I like. Right. But I know that he's like, he wants to be like the best director ever in video games. So I told a lot of people, I'm like, Xbox has never made something like this big, you know, and we need something that big, but you know, something a little more grounded. Shout out to Fonz. So
shout out to Fonz, grounded gamer.
Yeah. So my stance is this game will probably get Game of the Year, not because of Jeff Keighley,
not the Keighley
because
factor?
that's not how it works. You know, it is voted in by the industry. They all put in the votes. I know the industry loves Kojima's work. Not everybody understands what he does. So I've tried to tell people, just don't blindly hate on this game because it's Kojima and you think it's weird and it's not for you.
People are not blindly hating on this game. We've seen stuff for 3 years on this game. Like,
now that's where I'm talking about. Like Addict's right. I'm starting to evolve. Like I'm seeing this weird stuff. I'm like, really? Like, come on.
Speaking of weird, shout out to Johan Zell with the $5 super chat.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yes,
shout out to Kojima for showing us UPS man throwing piss and doo-doo at spooky enemies.
Oh god!
Wow!
And shout out to the cameraman that was showing Norman Reedus' crotch. So I saw this thing, and like this is like Kojima style stuff. You know, it's my first impression. Or I bought a PS3 late in the generation, and I bought Metal Gear Solid 4 because it was the rave game of the whole generation.
Absolutely.
I got a couple hours in the game, and there's a soldier hiding in an oil barrel with diarrhea. And I'm like, what the crap is with Hideo Kojima? I'm like, I don't understand what this people don't like this sort of thing. Like, why is the guy's like moaning and groaning and anyway, I'm like, I tried to play that game. It just got too weird. I played like 40 hours of Metal Gear Solid 5. It wasn't going anywhere. I just didn't understand all the weirdness. When it got really weird into the cutscenes, like 30, 40 hours in, I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Wait, Colt. It got weird. No, it started weird.
Okay, it started super weird, and then you're just running around the desert sniping people for like 20, 30 hours, and then you get a story cutscene, and people are infected with this ghost alien virus, and you're helping these little African slave children out of a village, and like I'm like, well, I don't understand what's going on. I mean, you were in Africa, right? Or you were in Northern Africa in the game?
I can't remember long enough to that game.
I'm a certain gamer. That's why I kind of told you my story. Like there's a certain type of game that I just gravitate toward, and I gave Metal Gear Solid 5 and Kojima like the most honest shot I could, and I just don't follow that sort of thing. But lately, with like they said in the game, and I don't know if this is confirmed, but I'm just going to repeat it as I heard it, like everyone else does, and that you can craft grenades from your feces.
Yes.
Wait, that's confirmed?
I don't know. Is it?
Okay, I can.
Why are people defending this man? Like,
look. I mean, this is all truth here. I read that you can craft with your bodily fluids. Wow. And the thing is they showed a scene where he goes into the toilet area and all of a sudden he starts crafting these grenades. We don't see how it comes out, but comes out.
It's just one way.
We can only assume some pee and poo bombs going in there. Maybe something else. We don't want to talk about that, but you know, some craziness.
Wow, that's pretty intense, man. I mean, look, I didn't know about this. So I trust you guys' judgment. I may have missed that one, but Fonz, let's get right into it, man. Me and you've been had some interesting conversations in DM in reference to the showings. So I know you've been very vocal. So let's get to it, man.
Okay, so I have a long history with calling Kojima overrated. Okay. I do believe he's one of the most overrated developers there is. I don't care what anybody says. This is my personal opinion here. The man has just made weird game after weird game. Now, I liked his games way back in the day. I'm going back to the NES with the Metal Gear, you know. I liked that game back in the day, okay? For what it was great. But when he started to introduce these cinematics and stuff, yes, he brought that to the table, but at the same time, he brought that weirdness with him too. Like he started smoking something funny when he started doing all that stuff. And when he started bringing this stuff over, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I can't follow along with your games anymore. Like the Metal Gear Solid franchise just went into this direction where I could no longer understand it. Like Colt said, Metal Gear 5, you know, I played it too for about 40 hours and I didn't know what I was playing. And I'm not like that. See, with a game, especially a single player narrative game, I have to have a good narrative. That is the key. I have to understand what is going on. And I do not understand what's going on in most of his games. Neither do most of his fans. Let's be real. I've asked his fans before. They try to tell me, Cognito, well, you're just not smart enough. You don't get it.
They hit you with the fake woke that you not woke.
Here's what I asked them. Here's what I asked them, though, Addict. I asked them this. I say, explain Metal Gear 5 to me. And they can't. None of them can explain it to me. There is so much going on in that game that makes no sense, and nobody could ever explain it.
If I have one more person,
Kojima himself.
If I have one more person tell me I'm not enlightened enough, I'm going to go through the screen and strangle this person.
Listen, man, you're not seeing what he tried to do. You're not on the...
Okay, so the other night, so like I've been following this Death Stranding series, and like Colt said, they put out a couple of great production value trailers that you're like, wow, this looks intense, this looks dramatic, maybe it might be good, right? And then they give us the gameplay, that little short bit of gameplay that we saw originally, and you know that whole whoever did that whole Benny Hill theme to it was just it was hilarious.
Yes, hilarious.
And then this 50-minute trailer comes out the other night, and I'm at work, so I say, you know what? I've got some downtime here. I'm going to watch this whole thing.
I'm at work. I got downtime.
Let's get it going.
Yeah, so I sit there and I'm watching this, 50-minute, mess of a gameplay. I don't know what it is, what's going on, and this dude is just walking and walking and walking, and then all of a sudden a little fight happens. I'm like, okay, here we go. It lasts like 3 seconds. He chokes the dude out, and that's it. And I go, okay, more walking.
But that might have been on easy mode.
And then here's the thing, though. Then you get this little boss mode, and then all of a sudden, some craziness is happening, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, while the man might be on something here, this still looks pretty cool. Right. But the stuff he's throwing pee bombs, and stuff at him. Now that we know what it is, because at the time we didn't know what he was throwing at him. But he was throwing stuff at him, and I thought he was throwing packages. I didn't know. I was like, he's got a ton of packages. So, later we find out it's poo bombs.
Wow.
At the time, we're looking at this, and all of a sudden, like this other character pops up, but he's kind of, almost translucent, and we find out that that's another player. You can actually call in like Souls type, player in. And that one's throwing poo bombs at him, giving him, to throw back at the creature and stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, what is really the innovation here that people speak of? Because we've seen this type of gameplay in Souls where you can call other people in. That's not really innovative. It's are we talking the craziness? Is that the innovation here? Because I don't do crazy very well.
Yo, shout out to Aiden Williams. He said 101 meta confirmed. Yo, Aiden,
I'm telling you right now, this game is going to get Game of the Year. And for only this reason, because the Kojima factor.
Okay.
Because
I'm like retired to change this Game of the Year. I'm not even joking.
Journalists and fans out there so high up on a pedestal that this game is going to get Game of the Year no matter what. No matter what's put out.
That'll be something. I mean, we all know Jeff Keighley's in the game. He's a huge Kojima fan. We know the history. That would be something. Let's get it right to the King, man. I gotta, King, did you get a chance to watch this footage?
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay, let's get to it, man.
Yes. All right. First, I want to attack the part where we don't have games of that cinematic value. Quantum Break actually does. I thought Quantum Break did a fantastic job, had the whole game come together under a different regime, had Phil had control of it. I think the game would have been a way better game. They split it. They was going in two different directions as a company. Now, Death Stranding, I get it. Shout out to Lady Panda.
She's a
huge Kojima fan. Right now, y'all have to understand these. A lot of his fans are super fans, right? And they believe they understand what the lalili lalu is.
I was just about to go there. Right? I was about to go there.
They really believe it. They really believe they understand when he starts talking about deep state, and they really think they understand all the dynamics that go into the character's psyche when they're talking about Snake and the clones and the stuff like that.
But it's just like Fonz said. You ask them, it's like, yo, explain a game to me.
They can't explain it to you. Just because you're confused with a game's direction doesn't make it great. Just because you're confused with the ideology of Kojima doesn't make it art, bruh. You have to understand, if you throw enough poo at the screen, something's gonna stick. And he's actually literally making poo bombs now. So the fact that you guys are championing this dude who's telling you literally go to the bathroom, make
telling you straight jackets
and pee bombs, and this is a good idea. Listen, I know. Listen, he has to be trolling you. But what I say is this: somebody also put in there that he is super smart. The level of anticipation and confusion about this one title is so high. No one knows what it is. And the fact that you must play this game to figure out why you're making pool bombs, why is a baby in your throat, why is this other stuff going down. The fact that he put a baby in the throat and you were not appalled.
That's you ordered only he could have did that. Only he.
What you say, Colt? What we say? What he did? I miss Colt comment.
Hey, did you see that? Did you see that one? I'm sure you did, David, because you watched the thing like I did and was bored to tears. But when you want to recharge, you sit in a puddle, a dirty puddle, and you're sitting there and with your clothes off, and all of a sudden you sit your baby in there. And he's in that little thing, and the baby starts swimming around the little dirty puddle, and you start doing in Japanese to it. And I'm like, what is going on? You got to be on some serious stuff here.
That's right. Let me interrupt you.
This little clip where, now if you stare at Norman Reedus's crotch, you get punched in the face. I'm like, well, he knows his audience well, because I'm not going to look at nobody's crotch in a game like that.
I mean, not more than once.
He said,
Fun. You know that they're trying to, he's doing Japanese humor with Western styles.
Yes.
He's merging the two, right? And for some of us, it's really coming off terribly weird because we're not steeped inside these Japanese games or these Japanese movies and stuff like that. Their level of funny is different. Everybody's level of funny is different. Everybody's level of humor or something that makes it all together, good. The fact that he's merging both continents, both worlds together and bringing it across, he's doing a fantastic job. I'm not taking away anything from anybody that wants to play the game, that wants to see the game. I want to play the game to figure out what the hell is going on. And I've been trying to figure out what's the Lily Lalu for
we both.
But you're not going to figure that out, man. You're not going to figure that out. And here's the thing. He's making poo bombs.
Yo, pause won't let it go. Yo, real quick. Two super chats. Jonathan B. Shout out to Jonathan B with the $2 super chat. Kojima is the Kanye of video games.
Nice.
And shout out to Dizzy with the $2. Kojima wants to be Christopher Nolan. So badly wants to be Christopher Nolan, man. Let me jump in. Y'all gotta be chomping, man. This is funny. Look, when the game was announced, I was just like Colt. I was like, yo, cinematic value, cinematic production values looks really good. I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, it had a dark feel to it, right? And I was just like, I'm digging this, this alternate reality thing. I still don't know exactly what's going on, but I was like, it was wacky enough but just still enough in containment that I was like, all right, I'm still with it, right? Then I can't front, y'all. Like, after the Tokyo Game Show showing, shout out to Mods Gaming, man. He had a good tweet because my feelings were exactly like, to me, that demo ain't doing no favors, bro. Like, it just felt empty. It just, when I saw the core gameplay loop, which is basically you have to get from one side of the earth to the other side of the earth. And, you got these spirits that you interact with, and then, there's some pseudo social element where the other people can leave their ladders around and all this other stuff. It just looked uninspiring to me. It didn't.
LordCognito, why don't you repeat that last statement?
About people leaving their ladders and the pseudo social thing and the open world.
If anyone else in this entire industry made a social event where people could leave their ladders for other people, they would be laughed out of the room.
It's just, you know what it is too, and it's like, okay, I know people were teasing about like, it's a FedEx, but like literally, you got the packages on your back, and it affects his balance and his weight. So I'm like, you're literally transporting things across the world, and it's just that gameplay loop. It wasn't for me, bro. I wasn't.
Hey, did you know, Cognito? Did you know that you have to balance those packages too as you're walking?
Yes.
So you have to like control your character a certain way, so you don't, and put the packages on a certain way so you don't fall over.
So you don't fall over. And here's the thing that pissed me
and
off.
that's just not a good mechanic to me. Like I don't find that fun.
I'm not interested
and
in
when
that.
you look at landscape, and this is like not just trashing on the game to trash and make jokes, but looking at that landscape, it's boring. There's nothing going on. Nothing.
Again, for the
that is
people
one
who
of the
love
main
it,
things.
more power to them. I'm with you. For me, uninspiring. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just nothing moved me about it. You know what I'm saying? And then the other thing, I'm gonna tell you what really pissed me off, y'all. Let me tell you, this is the part that got me, Attic. This is where I'm with you. Kojima makes the statement, and he's like, "Yo, for my real fans, don't watch what I'm about to show you." How you gonna make a statement before Tokyo Game Show and be like, "Look, for all y'all, we don't watch this. This is not for the hardcore." You know what I'm saying? Because there's some people that really don't know what the game is, and this is for them. But I'm like, why don't you want your base to know what this is? It's just very strange to me to come out with a statement when you're about to do what is it? 40? What is it? Was it 90 minutes? How long was that presentation? It was pretty long.
Wow.
That's because he's worried some of these fans
almost,
of his are going to be like, yo, what is this?
Exactly.
Like,
it almost felt like a hustle. Like, yo, I'm about to go on stage and showcase this for the world, but I don't want you to go peep this. Because my hardcore dudes, you keep the eye. Like, nah, fam. I'm not with that part.
I want these people as less as possible to interact with my work, because maybe one time they're going to be like, yo, this don't make sense.
Listen, man, I'm all for originality. I'm all for uniqueness.
I'm for Kojima being in a straitjacket.
And look, some people, this is going to appeal to. I mean, Fonz, we saw the comments. We saw, some of the things people saying that, they get it. They understand. I'm with it.
Nobody understands that.
Oh, my God.
Nobody understands that.
It's just not.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not there,
you know
bro.
what? It's not those comments that get me. It's the ones that say, I don't care what it's about. I don't even care if I ever understand it. It's game of the year.
That's when I know his certain members of his base, are there. But here's the thing.
So let's go right now. Let's go around.
Oh, let me I'm gonna say this last point. I'll give it right back to you. I'll give it back to you. It's like, King, like, I'm starting to think Konami might have been on to something. Like,
they had to cut him loose,
bro. Like,
yeah, I've been saying hashtag Konami was right for a while now.
I'm just, because here's the thing.
Now, I don't necessarily think Konami
was right.
How they
no, they was
and
right.
it went on with the situation.
Listen, he came into the office and he said, "Check this out. This is what I'm going to do with the next game. I'm going to make poo bombs and pee bombs." And it was like, get him out of here.
Yeah,
just pack him up, get him out of here.
Like, okay, I understand how they went about him. I don't think they should have because apparently they were forcing him to stay at work and stuff. I don't agree with
the conditions we don't agree. And the treatment we don't agree.
But it's I think I've said from the start, but when this game had a couple trailers down, I was like, look, let's be realistic here. Konami might have been keeping this dude in the realm of reality.
Right. Part of me, I ain't gonna front. Like again, we don't know the situation, and we really. I'm not trying to go too crazy with it. It's just
I am.
He said, I know you're going there. All I'm saying, it just seems the way his thought process is. He goes for it. He goes all the way out. And if you're putting budget and stuff behind him, I can understand to an extent how a big publisher might say, "Yo, fam, what's going on here?" You know what I'm saying? Like I can understand.
What's the game about? You can throw poo bombs. All right, Kojima. What's the game about though? But you can throw poo bombs.
Right. Nah, he's gonna say, "Oh, what's the game about? Oh, well, you're a FedEx delivery guy, and you got to walk across the United States delivering packages." And they're gonna be like, "Nah, get him out now."
Fonz at the end of the whole game is gonna be. It was just a dream.
Yeah, it'll be something.
No, they have an official synopsis now. I mean, now that we got it, he said he goes
an official one.
He goes coast to coast, trek against the United States, creating new strands. The link dividing
people get mad at you when you want more than that.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's an internet repairman.
With him is BB or Bridge Baby, a little fetus in an artificial womb.
Honestly, people talk about innovation and stuff, and this is not innovation. Crazy is not innovation. Peeing on mushrooms is not innovation. Is not innovation. It's weird. It's straight up weird. That's it.
I feel you, bro. Look, I'll give it
Konami was right. Konami was right to get rid of him. That's
Konami was right. Oh, hashtag it out. Damn, Fonz. Damn. Attic, I'll let you finish up your topic. I know you were very passionate.
At the end of the day, and you know the thing that annoys me the most is, LordCognito always get on to me about the Metacritic thing, is I know this game going to get like a 90 in Metacritic. I know all these people are going to come out of the woodwork and say this game is so amazing. And it's just like, a company like, Ron Ferguson and the Coalition really put their heart into this game, and you have people giving this game 6 out of 10. But these same people are going to sit there and say, Death Stranding's amazing, and give this game an 8 to 9 to 10 out of 10.
Let me ask you this, though. For the sake, devil's advocate, for this, like the fact that he's doing something different, that it's a unique thing.
That doesn't mean good though. I could throw a rock down a hallway for 10 years and start throwing cakes down a hallway. I'm changing things. I'm doing new things. It doesn't mean it's better.
Jonathan B said Kojima walked into the office and threw a poo bomb at them.
That's how he got fired.
Yo, he said y'all just don't understand. Y'all not deep enough for Kojima. The poo is a metaphor for life.
Where's this
Shout out to Jonathan B.
I'm just so sick and tired. Like, and you try to stay shut. You try not to talk about it because you got the because what's bad is this game's a PlayStation exclusive. So you have the PlayStation zealots coming at you, and then they're not even the worst part about it. Once the Kojima scent comes out, they're like, "Yo, get this man. He's talking about Kojima."
Listen, like, one thing we have to admit, and King said it, he's got a rabid base. He's got, I mean, whoever, whatever he puts out, I mean, they ride for him, man. So it's gonna be interesting. I must admit, Colt, like, I'm very interested to see Video Game Awards, the Game Awards when it comes out, and to see its placement and to see what's going on. And granted, and look, if it comes out and there's things I didn't see, I'll be the first to give it up, But for right now, that Tokyo Game Show, my interest went down the window. I was not. I just wasn't there, y'all. It was funny is I was with you, Carl. I was championing it. The initial trailers, the Del Toro joint. I'm like, okay, it looks cool. You know what I'm saying? But the gameplay loop in that empty, barren world, and then running side by side like Terminator 2 next to a truck and grabbing a dude out, and I wasn't.
Real quick, I just want to say to Attic though, Attic, here's the difference between you and I in this situation. I don't like the game. I think Kojima's overrated. However, I don't attack Kojima's fans. I don't do that. And when you told them they need a straight jacket or need a welfare check,
I'm about that. All of them need being a straight.
That's why they came after you the way they did. I still get hate for saying Kojima's overrated, but I don't hate the fans.
Yeah, he hates the fan, and then King, with Fonz, then he wonders why people are attacking him.
I ain't wondering why people were attacking me. I know exactly why people were attacking me.
I think like
you know what? Crazy, breeds crazy, and sometimes people really like this kind of stuff.
And you just low-key called them crazy.
He's been saying that he was crazy from the beginning, so he didn't mince words.
Yeah, but here's the thing. People do like his stuff, and they really respect the guy. And look, I respect that. I can't disrespect people's taste in gaming. I can't, because I have some games. People come down hard on me for Red Dead all the time.
Facts.
All the time, I get that. Just bad.
I mean, it's well deserved.
Wow! Shout out to
David. That's why the UFC is better than boxing, bro.
You know what?
There's a difference. There's a difference. Okay, you like that trash Red Dead. That's
man. We're not gonna do that.
It's not for me.
Right.
But I'm never gonna call you crazy because the trailers don't confuse me. I know I know what gameplay.
I know I wasn't throwing poo bombs in Red Dead. All right.
and you know what? And if any game that you should have been throwing poo bombs back then, you should have been throwing poo bombs, but they weren't, and we knew exactly what the game was. We are so upset and confused by it's being confused, and I think he's doing it on purpose. He doesn't want you to know exactly what's going on before the game comes out because you won't buy it. I think part of his allure is you not knowing what the hell is going on, and by the time you figure it out, you done put 40 hours in and you can't get your money back. So I understand what's going on with this man, and he's a genius.
I can't front, King. I did not like him saying, like, my hardcore fans don't watch this 45 to 90-minute presentation I'm about to do that's going to tell you about the game. Don't watch. That is weird messaging to me. Just didn't feel.
Wasn't it weird when he was telling people it's not an action game, it's a Strand game, and he kept telling people it's a Strand game, it's a new genre, it's called Strand, and I'm like,
he's making a genre.
What are you talking about, man?
He changed the game. Y'all just not.
Every time he explained it, I just got more dumber every time.
Y'all not deep enough. Y'all third eye is not open. That's the problem.
It's a Strand game because you stranded in the desert with a baby in your throat.
Oh my God. And you're stranded in that desert with the baby in your throat, and you're out $60. So yeah.
You gotta stop. You're on to something fun. You're on to something. You're stranded because he took your last $60 and you can't get back.
Y'all savage.
There you go.
There
you go.
Are you saying this is a trap? This is premeditated?
What's up, Colt?
I'm gonna stop the hate train here right now. You guys are getting really rude on my man Kojima. No, I'm just kidding. I think about it this way, guys.
Man, you can get it
too. Has Hideo Kojima ever put out a low-rated game or a game that flopped?
Nope.
No.
But you know what I can say though? Has Kojima ever did not do a concentration camp to do reviews though? Because we all know how that review for Gears 5, they made you sit in a room for 3 days and do it.
You're talking about the Metal Gear one, right? Which one are you talking about?
Yeah, they literally flew people out to their headquarters and made them review it there.
That was him though? I don't remember.
That was his game. That was the game that they were talking about.
But Cole, go ahead. Say what you were saying.
So he's never put out a bad game. He pioneered cinematics and movie style production in video gaming. Now,
okay,
I left out like a portion. There was a few months when in the late 90s when I would play PlayStation 1 with my brother-in-law on Sunday night. I'd go over and hang out, and he was like 13, 14 years old. And he bought a PlayStation, and I said, dude, you got to get this Metal Gear game, because I used to play it on Nintendo, because it was like the first game where you actually collected things and you had to sneak. Like there was no sneaking in video games.
Stealth, baby.
So Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation 1 was an amazing game. The storytelling was really great. But it had some weird wacko stuff that way back in the 90s I just kind of rolled with, like Mantis with the gas mask exploding and all this stuff. Really great game. I don't know what was going on half the time.
No, I'm with you.
Here's the thing. Death Stranding is chock full of quality. The visuals are beautiful. It's going to have a bunch of immersion. It may not be, somebody said it in the chat, I think it was Aiden, said he makes really well, I'm going to paraphrase, he makes really well-made games. They're just not for me. And I think a lot of us feel that way. And then when King David said he tries to meld styles of the Japan with the West
culture,
Yes, I've known that for a long time. I've always tried to put my finger on that. He takes like the Japanese style action and tries to make what he thinks is American action movie style.
Mhm.
Yes.
And it doesn't resonate with a lot of people that live in the States. They don't, it comes off weird.
Yes.
And it's not right to say weird because Japanese culture is totally different from ours.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's not my style. It's not, I know it's not Fonz stuff. Fonz and I have a certain style of thing that we like.
Mhm.
And so that's when I say like we kind of blind hate on this thing.
Right.
I know it's going to do really well.
Well, Cole,
I'm not sure if it's something that I'm going to love.
the problem with that is saying, saying that you can't say it's weird is just wrong. I mean, because poo bombs and things like that is weird. I mean, on every level you can think of, that's just weird, dude. But here's the thing: I've always given him credit for the cinematics and everything.
Cinematics has always
But
been
I've
lit.
always said that he was overrated because of his games. And you bring up immersion. I don't feel like I can get immersed in this world. And most people can't because they can't understand it. To me, that goes along with the immersion of a game. You have to understand what's going on.
Let me jump in because this is good discussion right here. First of all, shout out to JD Gamer with the $10
You know what?
super
I
chat.
just want-
hold on, let me get that super chat. Went into GameStop and I asked about Death Stranding. They said they don't know what it's about, but it's Kojima, so I should buy it. I really want to know who is going to buy this. I know it's winning awards. Look, I hear what both of you guys are
You know
saying.
what, JD? You're on.
He's on to something. Now, here's the thing. Well, both Colt is making a good point in the fact that the merging of these two type of cultures and the two type of thought process with the games, and then obviously what Fonz says. See, where I stood at is like I was with him, the Metal Gear Solid. I think the one, what was the one? I think it was PlayStation 2 where it started off on a ship, right? And it was the demo.
Yeah.
That one I was really into. I felt the graphical fidelity was fantastic. It was the first time you was able to hide bodies in a locker, and he was doing a lot of innovative things gameplay-wise, right? Then what happened is as we started to go, you go to Big Shell, you go to these other places, the narrative started to get too out there for me. And I think that's where I'm on the Fonz camp, where it's like, it's just this fake deepness. You know what I'm saying? Like this narrative stuff that is trying to
Don't say fake deepness, man.
it's just
People
trying
come
to
at
make
you.
like look, dude, when one of your things in the game and you like, well, who could it be? The Lolly Lalu? I almost turned the game off. I was so disgusted. I was like, what is this? What it's just nonsensical stuff.
I called Sovereign. I literally picked up my phone and said no. And I called Sovereign and said, what did he just do to my game?
Because the game was so fire and it just started to get over the top with the narrative. And again, for people who understand it, more power to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that woke yet. I'm
Which
not
is
there.
zero.
That's just me. But continue, then we move on. I'm sorry.
It's like I said, if you want to play this game,
I'm gonna
that's
buy
cool.
it. I'm gonna buy it.
If you want to, it is what it is. But do not come at me for saying you crazy for wanting to buy it. Now, look, King can play this game, but I might quit. Look, you know what, King? I can't let you do this. I'm worried about your mental status. When
Listen,
you come out of this
if I
game.
fall into the rabbit hole and I wake up and I woke after I play this game, after the throw baby stuff, first of all, let me tell you, when he put a baby in the throat, I said I'm behind the game, low key in my head, right? Low key in my head. He was walking around with a little baby on his stomach, right? And the little baby is swirling around in a little mixture, right? So I said, low key, I'm definitely gonna do that.
I'm in for this weirdness.
Yo, listen, just like Fonz watched in horror as he put the baby inside the pool of dirty water, and the baby was like, I said, for the baby factor alone, I'm going to purchase this game. And you know what? I want to see how far off the deep end this dude could really go, because his rails is off. There's nobody guiding him anymore. It's like you let grandma go off her meds and grandma's loose. And I'm about all that grandma's gonna bring. I'm about all of this, and I just can't wait to come back and talk to you guys about it.
You remember back in the day when we were
let me get
kids,
this
they used to
super
have this thing called Tamagotchis.
Yes.
Okay, the baby's like a Tamagotchi in the game because you have to make sure the baby's good, his happiness level, everything, and that's another aspect about the game too. So that's another mechanic you have to deal with, and it's one again, like I said, with all the other stuff, I just don't want to deal with.
Get the super chats, brother. Get the super.
But yet, Fonz and I were happily braiding our horse's hair and tails. And
Get him, Cole. Get him, Cole.
Yes, I was.
Get him, Cole.
I ain't got no shame in that because at least I understood understood what that horse was about.
You had that deep connection with your horse, so you biased. You biased.
So you mean to tell me, Fonz, you didn't have to go to your local store and make some crack or something so you can understand the story, what's going on? You didn't need to get under the influence to understand the logic that's being played right in front of you.
Shout out to Jonathan B. Open your third eye, King. Shout out to the JD Gamer $5 super chat. I'm not paying $60 to throw poo bombs and pee on things. If I might try it if it ever goes to Game Pass. It's a Game Pass type game as far as I'm concerned. Shout out to Delilah HD. $10 super chat. Great show. Finally able to catch it live. What's up?
He said it's a Game Pass type game. That's a slap in the face to Game Pass. How dare you?
Disrespect.
How dare you?
We go.
You know what, Fonz?
The level of disrespect.
Fonz, I say this, right? And the reason why I can see his train of thought with that, because I think he's on to something with that, right? The fact that it goes inside Game Pass, anybody that's sitting on the gate that doesn't have the $60 that want to understand what's going on, inside Game Pass, it allows you to take the game, digest the game without the fear of loss. So I can see it. If it would go in there, I think it would get a whole lot more views. I think a lot of games should be in Game Pass, but again, they have to purchase that game and put it in there. They spend $19 million on Devil May Cry, and to put this game inside some Game Pass, it will cost a boatload more than $19 million.
Yeah, it's definitely a polarizing title. We spent a lot of time on it. We've got to move on. Shout out to Delilah HD with the last comment on it. Death Stranding will have something for everyone. Stealth and sandbox, fetch, delivery, etc. I hope the story comes together. We do too, because I don't understand it. But that's just me. Moving along, man. Borderlands 3 is out here, man. Out in the street. It has released this week, and I just wanted to break this down probably from three perspectives. One would be there's a lot going on in reference to the review code situation. You know what I mean? Not a lot of outlets did get it, and want to talk about that. And then, as far as how Gearbox is handling it. And then the other thing is obviously, we did hear some technical issues. I want to shout out your boy, the leader of the RDX, Dealer Gaming, made some comments in reference to it, as far as frame pacing, frame rate, all that good stuff. I want to talk about that. And then the third part will be about the gameplay. So let's start back with Lord Colt. One, I know you've been playing it, you know what I'm saying? So we'll get into that, but I want to start first with, were you aware of the review code situation about what was going on and not a lot of people getting their hands on it?
Yeah, Dealer was, I don't know if he said this, but he was supposed to get, he probably doesn't want to say, I don't know. He was supposed to get the review code and he didn't. Okay. Some of the people in the community were like, hey, I've been asking Gearbox over and over. One of my friends, that is a content creator, it was like, I've been asking over and over for this and I didn't get a code. And I said, hey, I messaged him last time, like, Drew, nobody got a code. Nobody got a code for this. I don't know. There's kind of some weird stuff with Gearbox. Now, Gears 5 went through a lot of problems a week after a review people got it. And the Coalition and Xbox were all over social media saying, we hear you, we're working on it, we're doing this is the problem, this is on the server, these are being patched, your progression is saved, your progression is coming forward when all the patches come through. There hasn't been a single word from Gearbox or from Borderlands social media saying anything about performance issues. They haven't spoken up, they haven't acknowledged it, they're not fixing it. That needs to be taken care of.
Now, have you also experienced any performance issues though? Did you?
Yeah, in fact, I thought that the game was running a lot worse than Digital Foundry just explained yesterday in their video. I told Dealer and Rand that I felt like the game was running at 60, and then when combat would pop off, it would drop to like 30 and just hold there. I never had a problem controlling the game. Right. You know how you see these frame time graphs on Digital Foundry, and you see like the waves and the spikes going up and down? I felt like it was trying to hold 60, and then when you get into combat, it would drop down and that line would stay really steady. But actually, it's coming down halfway between 30 and 60, like 47 or 50. Man, my voice is so shot from being sick this week. But
it's okay. No, you sound great. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, this is a problem. The other thing that's really crazy that we should get into in a minute or now is that Gearbox didn't even give the Xbox One X its due. It's running the same resolution as the Pro. The graphics power is 25 to 30% more on the X than the Pro. There is no texture filtering, which is built into the Xbox One X. So what it looks like, and I never point fingers on my channel. I just try and tell it how I see it. And how I see it is that the Gearbox developers said, PlayStation's the biggest platform. Throw all your time at that, and then we know the X is capable. Just make sure it runs. But let me back up. The Xbox One X is capable. Let's make sure it runs well on there. Okay? And they should have given it its due, because there may be as many Xbox One X's out there as there are pros. There could be.
Right.
I don't know, but that's not a small number.
Right. No, I'm definitely here where you're going with that. I definitely tested on X, and one of the things that surprised me was, because obviously we have that option to pick between, you know, performance and resolution mode. So I looked at both, and yeah, like it was kind of the same thing you said, Colt. Like I got that same vibe. So as enemies start to get on, I started seeing really strong dips, and then as far as the frame pacing, it felt a bit off, and I was a little surprised by that. Yeah, graphically, it wasn't that amazing to me. Now, back to the review code thing. I know you said referencing dealer stuff like that. Do you feel it is strange if a dev, you know, limits the review copies in the fashion that Gearbox is doing? You know, because I've seen both sides of it. Some people say, yo, this is shady. You know, how come they not giving it to everybody, or anybody who talk negative about it, they not giving it to. And then I've heard other people that say, no, this is not too out of the norm. Shout out to Paul Tassi, a couple other people, you know, because they were saying, apparently, like their review code was like, you have to log into like almost like I don't say like a debug type build, but you have to log into Epic to get, you know, a different type of access, was their version of the review code. So, Colt, where do you stand on that side as far as the way Gearbox is handling the dissemination?
This is not normal. It's not normal for review codes to go out just to North America or the United States. Windows Central didn't get one. Yeah. A whole bunch of people didn't get a code. I think Digital Foundry didn't even analyze this till this weekend when they had the game in hand. So let me just drop my shady theory, and then I'll back off the mic for a second. Gearbox was worried about the PR. It was speculated that they didn't give review codes to influencers that didn't glowingly praise the game. Now, this is another problem going forward. I think publishers are afraid of influencers. Some of these big YouTubers, there's like big ones like Skill Up and others that are really well respected. People love their stuff. Yeah. These big influencers, they have more reach than some of these publishers' marketing teams.
Facts.
So I think they're intimidated by that. And I don't mean that super negative. Influencers are a big deal. People listen. That's why I say that reviews are just one tool. Go to your favorite YouTuber, go to your favorite friend, and go to a review site, and then sprinkle in a little bit of Metacritic in there. And then figure out if you want to pay $60 day one. So Gearbox did something here where they cherry-picked where they're going to send the game codes out, because I think they're afraid that they're going to get bombed because people hive mind. Yeah, and they gather together and they fearmonger, and negativity sells. It's a horrible situation. I don't endorse either side. The way that social media and gamers and social media act, and how these publishers are reacting right now, we need to have a happy medium.
Fair
Be
enough.
Nice.
Be nice. I love that's the vintage Colt saying. I love it. Lord, Fonz, man, like, what do you feel about the whole review code situation? And then also, did you get a chance to play it? Did you get a chance to experience it?
No, I'm not a big fan of the game myself, but of the series, I should say. But I do agree with Colt that, you know, living in a time of that tribal culture, everybody seems to just gravitate to those people around them that they feel comfortable with, or they look up to sometimes, and then they just sort of take on their narrative, and then they run with it. I mean, we see that all the time. I mean, you can say that, you know, even Colt might have followers that just, you know, will spew whatever he's saying, good or bad, you know, and the Colt is on the money most of the times. I really enjoy the videos, but I'm just saying that there is people out there that do this, and this is just the culture we live in, and it kind of sucks. But I will say that, you know, I know people are having a lot of fun with it, and that's great, you know. Yeah. But I don't really have anything to add to the topic.
No, I feel you, man. I definitely hear where you're going with that. Lord Addict, man, where you at with this? Do you feel the review code situation by Gearbox is spooky? And obviously you played it. I know me and you've talked, so I want your opinion on that too.
I mean, the review code thing, that's not really normal. I don't know what that's about. I think, it's a culmination of they rushed the game out because apparently, look, we forget about Battleborn. Who knows what kind of damage that did to the company. Right. So they probably needed a W, and probably I don't. Is their company public? I don't know if Gearbox is a public company.
Yeah, I don't know this situation.
Yeah, so their investors probably wanted to see results, so they do what every publisher does. Let's do some slimy stuff to get this product out. Let's do this Gearbox stuff, and let's cherry pick people we've probably already talked to, and we have an understanding where this is going. We're gonna try to get as much sales as possible through these. I'm sure Epic gave them all types of money too, and then we're gonna rock, and then we're gonna fix it later after we've all
rock. That's what they said.
And then we're gonna fix it after it's already out. And I'm tired of this mentality by these companies.
Oh man, no doubt. Shout out to Stitch with the $5 super chat. The game feels rushed and it does have lots of issues. Put this game on Game Pass. Save your money. Yeah. Shadowkeep will be out soon.
Every time I play this game, like they, the performance, it hurts the the atmosphere of playing it. Like I feel like really because I have about I think 3 or 4 hours into it. I played it for a couple hours the first night it came out, and it's not that level of polish. I think what made it worse is I just played Gears 5, so like I saw polish, I saw game that I had a lot of issues with Gears 5,
right?
But at least I felt like I was playing the game. Like this, it just feels like this is cool. I killed the same. I killed the same psycho 15 times. Oh, there's some strags. I killed that. Like it felt like it was missing that that world reaction. Like and that's just always been Borderlands, and that's not necessarily make it a bad thing. I love the guns. I like what they did with the guns. I like a lot of the the small thing they did with the animations and how the stores look now.
Yeah,
but like it low-key felt like a Borderlands 2.5.
Right, more than saying to you. Yeah.
Addict brings up a great point, though. Addict, when you talk about how, they brought this game out and it's buggy, they probably should have had more time here. I mean, that goes for a lot of games nowadays. And I think that's the biggest issue here is those publishers, they put those demands, that street date, and they want the game out by then. And I understand that. But sometimes I think these publishers need to understand that you got to let the developers work.
Yeah.
And I think that's the main issue, because what happens when a game like this comes out? Do they attack the publisher? No, they go straight after the developers on Twitter or whatever. And it's their fault, and ultimately, yes, it is. But at the same time, like those dates, sometimes
it is their fault, but you're being like, you can't make a 20-minute pizza in 10 minutes.
Yeah, and I think that's why I love the fact that we have companies like CD Projekt Red and now Bungie that are out on their own. And Bungie did that themselves. They said, "Look, because we're not going to be ready by then." And I applaud that. I applaud that.
I agree, big time.
And the reason they even said the reason they're able to do that is because they don't have Activision breathing down their breath. Where's that money, kid? Like, it is what it like. Borderlands is fun. Borderlands 3 is fun. Now, I wouldn't. You know what? I was going to review this game.
Yeah,
I'm about to just make that 10-minute video why I dropped Borderlands 3. Look, like you can. I do not. If you like Borderlands, you're going to love this Borderlands. I enjoy it. It's fun. But I don't think it's worth 60. Like I low-key don't like, especially the performance issues they're having. I had people attacking me on Twitter. You're playing it on the S. Look, I've been told people playing it on the X. It doesn't look much better. And a lot of the thing that's going on with Colt too. Colt's right. It probably doesn't have any special time, and I don't even necessarily think that's because of the PlayStation install base. I just think that's all about a time crunch. That they might tell us they had 3 years, but all since they had 2.5. There's a difference between a game that
he said, "Addicts not worth 60. You trying too hard."
I mean, I guess, man. I guess you're trying too hard to say it's worth 60. I mean, I could literally flip that whole statement around on you, Slow-Mo.
Slow-Mo always coming for you. It's so funny. Continue, man. Let's get King on this real quick, man. King, man, did you pick it up, or is it anything you're interested in?
I didn't pick it up.
Okay.
No.
What about
and
the
it's not the fact that I don't like the game. I do want to try the game. I saw how hard the CEO was pushing for his team with the game.
Yeah.
And I do feel like there's an internal struggle, and I do feel that he champions his team. Now, I don't know if they gave as much attention to the Xbox version as they gave the PlayStation version.
Right.
Install bases do carry a large factor, guys. Yeah. All right. So the fact that it's well known that the PlayStation has over 100 million units out there, of course, you will cater to that. All right. I mean, it's just only common sense and it's only business knowledge. Right. Now, of course, we want it fair and equal across the boards. We also know that one machine is more powerful than other machine. Right. I don't care how you want to slice it. That's a fact. Right. But if it's running poorly on the more powerful machine, it can only allow you to deduce the fact that it wasn't put as the lead platform and it wasn't utilized to its ultimate capabilities. All right. So again, would you be upset? Yes, you should be upset if you purchase an X and you expect it to have superior performance over the other versions of the game. I would be pissed off. Now, as far as you giving out review codes and you're afraid, this is the culture that we live in now, guys. This is the culture that we are manifesting and we are pushing forward. We have companies saying that they're afraid of negative reactions. Companies should not be afraid of negative reactions. Companies should be welcoming what's wrong with our game and how can we make it better. But it got to the point now that any negative review, any negative thing gets a tribal mentality going forward, and it starts to push this stuff down. You start to push Metacritic scores down. You start to make people walk away from a game that doesn't get life and it needs life. At the same time, you cannot put out a game that's not ready yet. So we understand that the boardroom controls exactly what's going on with a company. The company might say that, yo, listen, we need at least 4 more weeks because the frame pacing is not as good and we need to get this to go. We need this right. And if they tell you, no, we got quarterly things and I got to go on vacation and I paid for this, so you got to make sure that this game gets out so I can get my residuals. Listen, and they say stupid stuff like technology is really good and technology is really bad, where they can put a game out and we'll patch it later. That patch it later mentality is going to hurt our own community, because you can't keep putting out buggy games and then getting 2 weeks later a 5 megabit download to fix a game that should have been fixed initially. So
you know what would suck really bad, and this isn't an excuse for them, but imagine being on crunch, a little bit of overtime that last like month before the game launches, or like when you're getting ready, and then they like decide, like, it's good advice to say, hey, we need 1 more month to make sure it runs fine, but like they're already in finalization, getting ready to finish the game, they're working their butts off, and then the boss has to come in and say, hey, we need to do this for another month and then launch. They want, that seems like they're avoiding that, but it's so important because video gaming is a huge business. It's I think it's starting to surpass movies almost, like in how much it makes. It's so worth it. And when's the last time we heard about a game being delayed? Seems like it's been a while. When's the last one you guys heard that got delayed? We need more polish time. I feel like it's
Crackdown
like 3 years. Well, Crackdown don't care. Like,
no. See, okay, y'all want to say this, right? I mean, literally, everybody's laughing at the fact that Crackdown 3 was delayed, and I applaud Phil when he did it. Okay, because it was a step in the right direction for the company. I'm going to champion that position for this. When I played that game in its initial state, if he would have dropped that game, literally, it would have been worth the scores that everybody put up for it. Now, the finished product that I got afterward, I was thoroughly impressed with the finished product because having seen the previous product. So to give it that time, but not every company has that ability to say, let's push it a month later. And just like you said, the crunch, if you're in crunch mode and somebody else tells you, they come in, you're like, we got 2 more days for crunch. And they come in and say, nah, you got 28 more days for crunch. Bro.
Yeah. The difference between like someone like Microsoft and like a small I mean, Gears box, they're probably not small, but you know,
But
the
you got
people
2K on them. You got 2K.
the people, you know,
That's
well, they're
bad.
public. That's probably even worse. Like,
Mhm.
That's
you know,
bad
you
because
know,
that
2K,
came out bad. That came out really bad.
2K breathing down their back. It's
Mhm.
like, look, like we need this done by now. And a lot of these executives and stuff, they're not gamers. They don't. They might have some kind of mentality of what a product will look like if it had that time. And they don't really know the difference. They're like, well, they just see money. They're like, we want this by now. Our investors are being told this is coming out now. Like,
Yeah.
and we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. It could have low key been pushed back 3 times.
No, listen, let me jump in real quick, man. We'll move on from this joint. Look, shout out to, like I said, Dealer, who put that thing out, a tweet. That was a great tweet, because I was experiencing the same thing with the X version. I was surprised, because I was like, this is a game, in my opinion, the X should handle, you know, no problem. I didn't feel it was that, you know, graphically, you know, the fidelity was that crazy, you know what I'm saying, from Associated. But that's just me. But the thing that surprised me, I want to shout out to actually Lord Destin Legary from IGN, our good boy, Dan McCullough, the head of Xbox Live, who we had on the show before. And they both tweeted some scary stuff to me, man, about the cloud saves and how people were losing progress, and that rubbed me wrong. What happened? What happened at it?
The whole game feels like a rush product.
Yeah, that's the part that concerns me. Now, is that just exclusive to the Epic Store issue? Is that only them? I mean, I'm hearing stories of people, their characters completely deleted, lost progress, got to start from the beginning. That's spooky. You know what I'm saying? So I got an issue with that.
That can't possibly be Epic Store. There's something wrong.
Yeah, look at you caping for Epic now. Like, it's not Epic. It's gotta be.
It's definitely not that. Okay, like
are
we sure they didn't delete it themselves?
Listen, man, as much as we've been caping for Epic, we gotta call it down the line. Fair is fair. It is spooky. And I remember they just announced cloud saves as a feature recently, so I don't know if they don't got this thing really, you know, optimized yet. But look, so that's that. You know, as far as gameplay, I got a chance to play it for a few hours or whatever. Classic Borderlands, over the top. You know what I'm saying? The guns feel good. It's a fun game. It's vintage Borderlands. You know what I'm saying? I picked Zane. I like the character. You know what I'm saying? The low abilities, stuff like that. And I think you said it best. I think it's just like, it's one of those things that if you love Borderlands, you're in. You know what I'm saying? If you never was a Borderlands fan, I don't know if this one wows you to get you over the top. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just pretty much what I got on it, man. But
I got to say something about sequels real quick, because there's a double standard.
Please do.
We really have to be real that sequels are more of the same that we love.
Yeah.
And I look at some of our favorite sequels, and they always add about 25% more to make the game better than the last one. And hopefully it's better than the last one. Yeah. But when I look at Gears has always been a little bit better. Judgment went down. I still love Judgment.
No doubt.
Gears 4 improved combat, sped it up. Gears 4 is okay. It's good. Gears 5's fire.
Yes.
Now I look at Uncharted. I love 1. I love 2. 3 is all right. Still great. I love 4. Like, and look at Uncharted. Like it does what they added, rope swinging. Like, you know, and they added like some Jeep you can drive around. That's it. The game's fantastic. Yeah. We hear people bash on games for doing the same of what Attic knows where I'm going.
Yeah, you don't see anything in these reviews talking about Borderlands. This is the third one. I felt like this is too much like Borderlands. Like I need something
same old
new.
Borderlands. Continue, Colt. Continue.
Yeah. It's so. I mean, that's what we want in a sequel. We want what we love with a bunch of new things, and I think almost all sequels do that. Now, where the exception comes in. On big mainstream games is God of War in 2018. God of War changed the formula up. Now, that's not the gold standard. That was an exception that kicked butt. God of War, they were told, no, you can't do the top-down, like isometric. It's not top-down isometric, but you can't do this fixed camera hack and slash. You got to evolve it. And they did. They knocked it out of the park. Yep. Not every game and every sequel is going to be able to reformulate a sequel. We love sequels. We love a lot of these games, and you can't harp on games like Gears 5 for being more the same. They added a lot to make it a new sequel. They're evolving the franchise slowly and giving you what you love. I'm tired of people saying it's just another this, it's just another that.
No, fair enough.
Franchises they're milked for a reason.
Mhm.
Like there's a million Mario games, there's a million Zelda games, there's a million Halo games because we love them.
Yeah.
And you know
Mhm.
what's funny, Colt? These are the same people that play COD every year.
Listen, you don't want to
Yeah.
change up your formula if it's a
If
successful
it's
formula.
successful, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
you know, you don't go to watch a Die Hard movie and you want a love drama. You know, I'm
When
sorry,
it
that's
comes
what
to
I'm looking for.
franchises,
Mhm.
you always change the inside of the foundation and not the foundation.
No, I get that.
Yes.
But I mean, Colt's making a fantastic point. I mean, you got all you guys are right. You know what I'm saying? Because again, if it's not broke, don't no need to fix it. But then again, like I said, with God of War is that unique thing, right? Where they literally changed the actual gameplay dynamic, did something completely different, which is very
but
risky.
we got a super chat
Oh
that
my
I want
God.
I want D to read.
Okay, at Dizzy, did you get your knees yet? So now let me explain. He doesn't ask for needs for himself. Pause.
Mhm.
He's asking for Sovereign. Sovereign has a thought that he believes that PlayStation, when you get it, you're going to put in your PlayStation 4 disc and you're going to play it straight up. I'm telling you, that's not going to happen. You're going to have to swipe your credit card along the side of your PlayStation 5 in order to play any old games.
That
All
is
right,
the
so they
news.
don't have the technology, but they do have
my
the card
God.
reader on the side that you can swipe the card on.
Moving along, final topic, man. We'll get out of here. Football's about to start. Yeah, this was actually Soft's topic. It's a good one. We'll go through it briefly. Phil Dominus and Phil Luminous might be in trouble, King. Streaming wars, man. There's some new
God.
challenges.
Did you just say Phil Luminous?
Phil Luminous Harrison. We got some new challenges on the way, man. The streaming wars have started, man. We got EA's Project Atlas and I believe Apple Arcade. So real quickly, we'll do the tail of the tape. Apple Arcade will be released September 9th. It's going to be $5. It looks like a month for 1 to 6 people. It's going to be on mostly all, Apple devices. There will be a controller and 100 exclusive games to start. And then we have EA's Project Atlas. There are people that are now saying that they're getting access to it because I believe there's like a technical demo. It kind of came out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, pretty much if you have an EA Access Origin account, you can sign up, you get part of this technical test, you know what I'm saying? So I think the games right now for testing, for streaming, are FIFA, Titanfall 2, Need for Speed Rivals, and Unravel. So that is the latest entry into the streaming war. So I want to bring this to the table, you know what I'm saying? Start with Lord Colt. Like, how much of a threat do we think both of these pose to Project xCloud and Google Stadia? So let's start with Lord Colt Eastwood.
I don't know. We haven't heard enough about xCloud.
Yes.
I don't even know how many games we're going to get with it other than like a list of 25.
Yeah.
But I do know that xCloud has the big infrastructure. So I think xCloud will be leading the streaming, so it doesn't really matter. I think they're going to lead the way, and they're going to set the example of how streaming is going to work.
Are you saying that from your insider knowledge that you saw what was going on at E3, Colt?
Hey, I got to stand there and talk to Bill Stillwell for
Salute to the Great Wall.
for a little bit. Like, he was like, I know who you are, Cole. I was like, no way. No, yeah, like he was like an old friend. It was really cool.
Awesome
they're really
guy. Awesome guy.
Yeah, they're really excited. They look really confident. Did you guys notice that when you were there at E3?
Absolutely, man. We touched it, and when we were playing it, like I said, again, there were control conditions, but it was wireless, and the data center was about 400 miles away. And Cole, I'm gonna tell you right now, I played Halo 5. I didn't have any discernible lag. I was very impressed. So yeah, we all of us here, you know what I'm saying, for the most part, we touched it. So I guess real quick, Colt, though, with EA, any concerns with them at all making a mark or even challenging Stadia in any capacity?
They're huge, but and they have really big games, but they're not very well trusted, are they? People have like the bad taste in their mouth about EA. So should I give them a subscription fee per month? Will I give it a try? But I think lots of people are going to try Stadia.
Yes.
Lots of people are going to try xCloud. Lots of people are going to try EA. And that's where it's gonna be that thing when everyone launches. We're just gonna find out who stays around where. But I think EA does have a big impact.
No doubt. Shout out to Brad, final super chat. Hail, Kojima has never made a bad game. Why are gamers worried? Give Halo to the coalition. Salute to Brad for being petty. Have a great day. That's what's up, Football Zone. We almost out
I'm
here.
sure there's a lot of food companies that make
That's a good idea, though.
but then they poison thousands of people. So,
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Lord Fonzerelli, the champion of streaming.
My man.
My man! I give you a special intro. What do you feel about the new challenges on the scene to Google Stadia and xCloud with Apple Arcade and Project Atlas? And Fonz.
What do I feel about streaming?
Yo,
You are he had to unmute his mic. He
fell
fall
out of
asleep.
his chair. He probably fell out of his chair.
Let's go, Fonz. The
I'm
Fugel.
looking at this and
Lord Fugel.
I'm like, they're not going to call on me for this topic because they know how I feel.
Let's
look,
get it, Buzz.
I don't care who it is, EA, whatever. I mean, Fugel. You got them all in there now. Say this. Say something nice.
Say something.
I think Microsoft has the best shot.
Yes.
I think they got the best shot because they have the games to back it up.
Yes.
They have a library already there, and that's the thing with these other services that it's just not there. It's not an option for them. It's just all or nothing. Right. You got streaming, or you got nothing.
Well, Apple in Apple Arcade's defense, they are downloadable. We just have to put that out there.
and we can talk about the quality of games there, right?
Listen, I can't comment on the quality of the games. I think Annapurna Interactive has one game I vaguely heard of that's on their list. But continue.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I think Microsoft has it in the bag just because of it being an option. Period. Because it's something like this. Look, I would not want to stream anything. That's just not my thing. I want
facts.
However, if I'm at work and I got that downtime, I might get out my phone and play something on Xbox Game Pass.
Wait, Fonz, hold on, I gotta stop you because I'm so proud of you right now. The fact that you just said that, but you were so anti, not even consider it. The fact that you thought of one use for it, I am proud. My heart swells. Continue.
Hey, man, I mean, seriously. I mean, I can imagine myself maybe trying to get that daily done or whatever.
Now, you know what I'm saying? Exactly.
It's just something to do. It's not like I'm going to go into a big raid or anything on this streaming platform, but or I might fraud it and do that. Who knows? We'll see. But it's just one of those things where I can see the appeal in certain scenarios.
Yes.
And that is what is appealing about Microsoft's service: the fact that it is an option. But for Stadia and EA, when you buy the games there, it doesn't transfer over to your physical hardware games. And that is a big issue. That is a problem. And I think that they need to fix that in order to make that more appealing. But Microsoft's gotten the bag.
No doubt. He feels Microsoft still got it. Lord Addict, man, you got to touch Project xCloud, we know. But what do you feel these are serious threats coming into the scene with EA, Project Atlas, and Apple Arcade?
It's like Font said and Colt. They have no foundation. Project Stadia is the only streaming service that I can see even do remotely good in this field.
Yeah.
They're building a house. Microsoft and Google already own the whole mansion. So I highly doubt it. Like, if I were to put a percentage on these other products doing anything, I'd give all of them like a 10 to 15. And Microsoft and Google, like, the majority of it.
Okay, all right. Shout out to Han Solo laughing at the mere mention of Apple Arcade. So let's get Lord King in here, man. You are another person who touched the magic of xCloud. Now we got new challenges on the scene, King. We got to duck down. Do we got to get low?
Oh boy. All right. So Apple Arcade is going to do fantastic. Apple Arcade is going to knock it out the park.
Mm.
Apple Arcade is going to do numbers that will make you guys jump back and say, are you serious? Really? You know why? Because there's millions of Apple phones out there. So they already have an install base that's ready to rock from the jump. And they're going to be pushing that narrative through your phones. Good. Let's put that to the side.
Yeah.
Knowing that your little phone device is not going any place other than your little phone device. All right. That's nice. They're going to do that. And that's fantastic. They want to hit those billions just like everybody else. $5 a month is nothing to think about. Boom. Add that to it. My bill. I don't care. I can get to play these games. That's great. And if they happen to turn out to be really good games, good. Stadia is going to be just like Slow-Mo Backslap said, stillborn. It's going to be Anthem.
Wow.
It's going to be Anthem. Just for the same reason why Fonzerelli just said it's no physical. Okay, when they have that first hiccup and you can't log into something that you paid $60 for that you can't get your fingers on, the level of frustration is going to shoot straight through the roof. I don't know who they're marketing this thing to. I don't know it. I don't see the market for it.
Future.
Listen, I told you before, I didn't see the market for Anthem. Everybody laughed at me. I didn't see where it fit.
Right, you did say that.
It doesn't fit. This thing does not fit into our ecosystem.
I feel you. Now,
Fonz is comfortable right now. You just heard Fonz. I've never thought I would ever hear Fonz.
Yeah, I was shocked you said that on ILP just now. I was like, this is
some downtime. I might jump in this raid or something. He might be in a raid with me. Like, yo, King, you think we can do this section real quick? Listen, that's huge. To make Fonz,
the biggest skeptic.
Y'all gotta understand this, man. This man was not about this.
Not about this.
I can't wait for xCloud to go out and I start kicking people from raids because they own that shit.
But you know what? Listen. That tells you something, that he sees something in it, right? He's heard enough. He's trusted people around him has given him the information back that he's feel comfortable. There's a level of comfortability that you have with your company,
right?
Fonz has a level, and he said, well, they do have the games, they do have the infrastructure. It does make sense. And if it's at a rate where I can afford it and it can fit into something, I can see me using this feature. It's an option, and it's giving Fonz the option. It's not the soul.
Right.
The sole thing being Stadia.
Right.
It's another option on Apple too.
There's
I felt bad for.
there. That's the thing. It's practical. I can see how some people can use it in the way I want to use it. But like Stadia, it just, to me, that whole business model where all your games are tied to the internet is just it's bad. I mean, look what happened when Xbox Live went down. If you were game sharing, you couldn't even play games offline.
Yeah, you're right.
You know who I feel bad for?
Ooh.
I feel bad for the people on Xbox Live. They're gonna have worse connections than someone that's on XCloud. Imagine, we make fun of them as it
some
is.
dudes gonna have that 5G. They gonna be lit.
Saying they have Walmart internet and stuff. I can't imagine. Be like, look, man, you get on that XCloud. Stop with this nonsense. Yo, internet is trash.
Look, man, I'll jump in right quick. We gotta get out of here. But look, this one's interesting to me. I gotta be honest. I got a little bit to say here. Apple Arcade, I see where, King, you're going because of the install base. I'm not too worried about it. I think the thing that advantage they have is a low barrier for entry. I'll give you that. You can download it over Stadia. I give you that. But I looked at those 50 games that they had, and like I said, I could barely recognize anything. I'm just curious if their games are going to appeal.
They giving us all those games on those Nintendo Directs that no one cares.
But this is even, I mean, no disrespect, what I'm saying? There's a lot of indies I've never even heard. And again, we shall see. I don't want to be completely dismissive, but the thing that I'm worried about them is that Stadia has over them is the big AAA games. You know what I'm saying? You can say what you want about Stadia, but they got the Cyberpunks, the Destinies, the Divisions. They got games in that service that are pretty big. So I got to give them that. And then also with Apple's infrastructure that I'm worried about is just to make an app in their store, the process that you have to go through, it's very stringent. And I'm concerned about indies have already started complaining about store visibility, how their titles will be featured in that store. And then Apple has a notorious history of policies of just removing your moving your game from the store, your app from the store without reason. So it's very difficult.
Yeah, I actually I have a couple of friends that publish games and stuff, and their goal is going on the rant that especially Steam. It's like when they do these release, they like open the floodgates, and it's hard for their game to get shine because you have like 40 different DLCs for some whack game no one plays.
Think about just from an app perspective, how hard it is to get, because they have a controlled environment where Apple gets the cut, right? So that is not necessarily the most ideal situation for an indie developer, and there are concerns about that. So they're going to have to uphill battle on that. Let's get right to the main event, though. EA. All right, this is interesting to me, y'all. It's cold. I got to be honest. Like this, I think this is a little sneaky power move. Y'all might not agree with me, but I think this is a sneaky power move. And this is why. Let's give credit where credit.
What is EA doing?
I didn't even address EA because I got EA access, and I'm not happy with it. I just told you I was going to shut it off.
Okay, no, fair enough. I feel
what is EA doing? I have no clue.
All right, right now, it's called Project Atlas, right? It's available for select users, you know what I'm saying, who have access to it. You can stream their games, I believe FIFA, Titanfall. There's about 4 or 5 of their major games that's on it right now that you can stream. It's in testing right now. This came out of nowhere. Like, no one even knew they were doing this, right? So here's my thing. Say what you want about EA. At the end of the day, they was the OG king. Like, when it came to services, I know we got Game Pass. EA Access was out there in the front line before everybody, right?
I'm kind of curious if Game Pass would be a thing without EA Access.
Here's number one. Number two. Fonz, we're gonna take it back right now. If you remember your history,
X-Band
and all that, but remember, EA wouldn't allow their games on Xbox Live for a bit. Remember that period? Remember that period back in the day during like 360 era until they worked out a deal, I believe. And then, so the point is they've been known to not play nice with their network infrastructure, right? So here's my thing. The key for me, I want to shout out to Brad Sams. He's got a great video out. Please watch it. Yo, they've got a huge library. Regardless of how we feel about EA and some of their games, and we know Anthem flop, they've got the games. You know what I'm saying? on their joint. You know what I'm saying? Here's the second thing. From a technical standpoint, Colt, they're down with Amazon AWS. So that's already one of the big three, because we got Google, Azure Cloud, and Amazon. Those are the big three. If you want to be kind of worldwide as far as considered the best, they're on it. But here's the thing, y'all, that they doing that's kind of deep to me. Not only are they partnering with Amazon, they have it structured that they can just they're allowing other cloud vendors where Amazon is not in to partner up to put EA Project Atlas on it. That's different from what nobody's doing.
And if they're partnering with Amazon, Twitch is available to them too. So.
Right. So here's the thing. This is serious, y'all, because again, with Microsoft, they're limited to where Azure is at. So let's just say hypothetically, Azure is not in Singapore. I'm just making stuff up right now, right? So if let's just say, and EA's with Amazon, and let's just say Amazon is not there in Singapore. What EA is in a sense doing is saying, hey, who's got the cloud infrastructure out there in Singapore? We're allowing and we're working with cloud vendors to also put Project Atlas in these places in conjunction. So that's a bigger reach. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's serious.
If you want to throw something else into the mix, you can also, we have to talk about things like marketing deals, because there will be games that are going to be held from other platforms.
Oh, you stole my thought. Now, here's where we go. Now, this is the part y'all got to rock with me now. Here's the deal. Again, we talked about the hardball point, right? We spoke to Colt. We spoke to, shout out to Bill Stillwell. Shout out to all those guys in the Project Excellent team. From our understanding, right, as far as streaming is concerned, it's literally baked into the API. All Microsoft got to do is flip a switch, boom, it could be on xCloud, right? If EA want to be dirty, they could say all our titles are not Project xCloud, they are Project Atlas exclusive. You can't rock with. They could run down on Phil and say, no, we got our
do that.
service.
Go take your games and go do that.
Okay.
I would say the chances of that being is extremely high.
Extremely high. So here's my thing. Again, people clown EA, but I looked at the last 2 MPDs, y'all. Guess what's up in there? Madden all the time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, hypothetically, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say Anthem.
Those are the perfect games to play on the go.
Exactly. Let's just say Anthem was fire. We know they got Titanfall. FIFA, say what you want about the loot boxes, all that. We know what FIFA
LordCognito, I don't want you to ever say, let's say Anthem is fire.
I'm just saying.
Even theoretically, I don't want you to
let's just say
say
Anthem is fire. Let's just say the new Dragon's Age is what it is. They got FIFA. They got NHL. Bro,
that's like saying, let's say Andromeda is fire.
I'm just saying. Let's just say they bounce back, right?
Let's say Death Stranding is fire while we're at it.
All I'm saying is those are heavy guns in the chamber to not have on. First of all, we know Stadia ain't getting no EA games. EA is not putting no games on.
If Anthem was ammunition, it'd be a blank.
No, okay? All I'm just saying is y'all don't
EA is petty. EA is very petty.
Yes.
Let's not even be petty. That's just a business move. If they're making a streaming service, they need to pull their product off other streaming services.
Battlefield, shout out to Ghost of Supreme. Battlefield's another one that they got under tuck. Apex Legend is under tuck. These are huge games that theoretically could not be on xCloud or Stadia.
Okay, take it and go over there. Let's see what happens when you starve. See, when a tree falls in the forest, no one knows that it landed, right? Okay, so y'all jump out and threw your face out here without telling anybody, yo, check it out. You know, you came out, the tree gonna fall in the forest and you're gonna land in the bushes. That's exactly what's gonna happen. So that they can do whatever they want to do. People are gonna go get Madden the same way they've been buying Madden from the store. So you're gonna do is you're gonna isolate your populace. This is what's gonna happen when you if you turn that into a force factor that you have to get down and lay down.
They're gonna run down on your boy Phil. They're gonna run down.
Listen, you're gonna see Phil buy them. So if they try to run down on Phil Dominus Maximus, trust and believe.
Walk in with the
bro, they're gonna say nothing move over here, Phil. We taking
trust and believe. If they do that, this is what's gonna happen, and this is how he's gonna get the Aurelius. When he adds that EA to the back part of that logo,
it's gonna be on the stage thing.
That's when I'm gonna give him the Aurelius. It's gonna be Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer. Okay, I'm telling you this.
You're gonna come on stage, you're gonna see that little graphic Colt where EA's at the bottom with the other magazines.
You know what's funny? King over acting like he gonna walk in there with like the Hokage outfit on, man. It's gonna have like nothing but logos.
But logos on it. I think King is like, listen.
And then when he flips around, the EA's on the back.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this, right? And this is how you can gauge how it will go. Anybody on this panel purchasing?
Here's the deal.
Thank you.
Hold on.
You might.
No, not just me. You were forgetting a big thing. Hype again. This is all speculation. I have no information, no inside baseball. But one would have to think the same way we're assuming Project xCloud is going to be on as part of the with the Game Pass situation and linked up. One would have to assume EA Access is going to be baked into Project Atlas, right? All I'm saying is, and again, please shout out to Brad Sanders. You got a tremendous video out right now. Is that these guys don't like paying royalty fees to Microsoft and Sony because to put their games on, we gotta come to Phil, bend the knee, put our joint on your service, you get your cut. This would be EA taking out the middleman. This would be EA saying, now they're still gonna have their physical games, yes, kid. They're still gonna do it. They'll be stupid to eliminate that base of the Sony PlayStation and the Xbox, ecosystem.
I'm gonna get ready right now. I'm gonna destroy your whole theory right now. You done gave me the trap door, and I'm about to push you in the trap door right now. Right now, you done opened up your own trap door. I'm gonna let you finish, and then I'm gonna push you into the trap door. You going into that trap door?
Here's the thing.
Did you just Kanye West him?
Yes, he did. I'm gonna let you
watch
finish.
This. But he the instrument in his own minds right now. Just go ahead, real quick.
But here's the thing: if the release, first of all, when is it releasing? Because they look like they gear it up. Just came out of nowhere, and that pricing model. If they keep that pricing model to what EA Access is, we got a problem, fellas. I'm just telling you, we got a problem.
Okay, you ready to fall in the trap door?
Let's go. Push me in.
Okay, here's the trap door just for you. I noticed that EA Access is on what? PlayStation and Xbox.
Yes.
I noticed that they need a vehicle to go forward. Your engagement will be in this area, sir. So if it's on EA Access and it's baked in, it's already there on the Xbox. And if Phil won't play dirty pool and PlayStation want to play dirty pool, we don't want your stuff serviced over here. So we can just buy your games physically. Let them go purchase their games physically.
So are you implying that EA Access might get removed?
Let's when you go to hit your app and it says no longer in store. If they want to freeze them out and starve them, man, listen, they want to get out of late hours. The knees will be bent. Trust me.
Gonna be bent. Somebody got to bet them, man. But this is a fun one, man. We got to get out of here. It's late. We got football going and rocking. New ILP poll with both the latest gameplay and information reveals of Death Stranding at the Tokyo Game Show and Gamescom. How has this affected your excitement for the release on November 8th for PlayStation 4? The choices are A, more excited. Kojima is attempting something very cool and unique. B, FedEx baby walking simulator. Throw Death Stranding in the bushes. Or C, I don't care. Konami might be onto something. That is the question. Those are the choices. Please rock the ILP vote when it goes up later on Twitter. Lord Colt Eastwood and Fonzerelli with this save. How can the fine people find you? Let's start with Lord Colt, man. Where can the fine people find you? What do you have going on, sir?
You can find me on Twitter at Colt Eastwood. You can find me on Xbox Live at Colt Eastwood. You can find me on Steam at Colt Eastwood 99. You can find me at PSN at Colt Eastwood. You can find me at
Did you run out? Did you run out?
On Epic Store. You can find him on Google Stadia.
You can find me on Instagram. I post my thumbnails.
Nice.
And sometimes screenshots at Colt Eastwood.
Nice.
No, find me first and foremost at YouTube at Colt Eastwood. Subscribe. I am so close. Maybe in a couple weeks, I'll hit 70,000 subscribers.
Wow.
Bro.
So it's been awesome. 2 years, about 2.5 years ago, I think I was at like 1,500 subscribers.
Wow.
So it's been a really fun ride.
Wow.
I'm also on RDX every Tuesday night. That's usually the only podcast. I rarely guest on other podcasts because life's so busy. But having the Lords on RDX twice has been like an absolute treasure. When they're on, like I can't even do the show. I'm laughing my head off the whole time. So they just bring like that energy. It's been so cool to be on here. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Much respect.
Thank you so much, Cole, man. I know this is long overdue. We've been talking a long time. It's so good to have you in the realm, man. Huge fan of your work. Continue that ascension. Definitely let's get him up there, man. The guy, again, like I was telling Fonz, I mean, I don't even know how you guys do it. I know the amount of work you guys put into these videos. And it's tremendous, man. It really is. So we definitely salute, Iron Lord, salute to the RDX crew. You know what I'm saying? Dealer, Zarka, D-Batch, the whole crew. It's like we got 2-6. Oh, you got the Tim Dog too now. You got my boy Tim over there. Oh, man. It's lit, man. Shout out to them. Shout out to the RDX crew. And, of course, Lord Fonzerelli, the grounded gamer talking that Kojima talk. Oh, man. I had to have you for that.
I've been doing an outro in forever.
What's going on, sir? Where can the fine people find you?
It's my pleasure. My pleasure to talk badly about Kojima, and my pleasure to, come over here and get the fraud.
He low key is taking my outro. I don't like this.
I didn't give you the fraud alert. I didn't give it to you. I was just messing with you at the beginning. That's it.
No. That's what I mean. No, I'm happy to get that from King David. I got none but love for him and all of you guys here on the panel.
Thank you, brother.
Honestly, like it's a secondary family to me outside of my RDX family, so it's really good. So it's good to have these two worlds collide because, in my opinion, it's the two best podcasts out there. Period.
Thank you, brother. Thank
but I'm biased.
We keep saying that biased talk. We love it. Salute the
but
audience,
it's the only two that I support. So anyway, I just want to say you can find me at J Fonzerelli on Twitter and The Grounded Gamer here on YouTube, where I'm making videos.
Wow.
Yeah. Cyberpunk videos is on fire.
Yeah, I got another one coming Monday, and Cyberpunk news, and I'm putting even more effort into them now.
Yeah.
Not that people really care, but hey, I'm trying.
We care, brother. Though the quality speaks for us. Again, it's like all you RDX guys, man. Your videos. Shout out to Dealer Gaming, man. I got to get the Dealer Gaming the stimulus package. We got to send it over to me.
Out here.
Yeah, man. He got everybody. I got an all-star team over there. I love the squad, man.
Beautiful.
Good guys. Good. Like, again, really support you guys. It's always good to get something going with RDX. It's always fun.
Yeah, RDX is amazing, man. It's been so much fun there. I mean, the last couple of years has been a ride.
Show. I always listen to you guys as much as I can.
Dealer Gaming is an amazing guy. Like, a lot of people give him hate, but the guy is a genuine guy. I mean, like, he'd give you the shirt off his back. He's such a nice guy, man, and people don't see that, but man, he cares.
Yeah, salute to Colt for actually his account it touched a lot of people in the chat. He said some cool things about Dealer, which was awesome. So salute again, RDX and the Dealer Gaming. Lord Addict, man, a lot of energy today. So where can people find you, man? What's going on?
You can find me in the middle of the battlefield with all the Kojima fanboys and stray jackets. And you will know that I was victor in this battle.
It reminds me of Game of Thrones. You're like, was it Battle of the Bastards with what you call it, by himself about to take on the whole boat in the army? that's Addict right there.
Instead of sword, I got straight jacket.
Yeah, you got straight jackets coming at you.
be throwing those like Doctor Strange.
That's it, man. All you gotta do is throw the pool back at them. That's all you gotta do. But what you got going on, man? Where do people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Lord Addict ILP. That is where the battle is being taken place. You can find me on YouTube at Gaming Addict. Definitely just posted my Crackdown review. Not
Crackdown.
I don't know why I said that. My Gears 5
we gotta get
review.
you out of here.
My Gears 5 review. You definitely go check that out. And until next time, and until this battle is won, we'll see you next week.
You already know, Lord King dropping the jewels. Not feeling my EA talk today. I loved it.
That's going for you, sir.
What's going on, man?
I want to say thank you to our esteemed guests, and especially thank you to Colt. You said you fanboyed out when Dealer messaged you, right?
I did.
Okay. When I saw you, I fanboyed out.
Yeah,
I did too. I mean, I'm not saying I did. Because we've been on the RDX and stuff, and like, I couldn't believe it.
Is it?
I'm gonna steal your chance to like try to put me on a pedestal, because seeing people that I've talked to on Xbox Live, and seeing people that I've talked to on Twitter, people I've gamed with, that is like seeing a bunch of different celebrities to me. Like, I saw Mr. Boomstick. I was standing in line.
Boom.
Some guy turned around and goes, "Hey, are you Colt Eastwood? I recognize your voice," because I was standing there talking to my wife and talking to other people. It's so cool. Like these, I don't know. This is my first time meeting people that I've talked to on the internet for a long time.
I always have bad experience meeting people the first time. I
wonder why, Addict.
You can ask Diller. The very first time I met Diller, I kicked him from the party.
Addict is out of control. But I'm not going to let you take it. I'm not going to let you take the moment of the twinkle in my eye.
Man, I got plenty of straight jackets. I got one for you too. Keep acting.
I don't know. I thought it was just... It was fantastic.
And you listen, I'm telling, I wish we'd have spent more time. First of all, I'm really jealous that you got a chance to hang out with Fonz. I really would like to hang out with Fonz.
Fonzerelli next year.
I really would love to watch a UFC. That brings me over to Fonz's family. I put the phone alert because you've been away for so long. All right. But you guys can catch me at King of the Statues. As you can see, that Superman is right there in the back. All right. I want y'all to make sure that you go to lordsofgaming.net and just keep following us and understand this. We know these guys and we really participate with them. And it's when I tell you that he is just as genuine and that be nice, that's real. It's not no phony. I see people saying stupid stuff on the internet. You don't know the man, you don't know the guy, and he's real. And what he says he believes, and 99% of that stuff is true. All right. So trust me when I'm telling you this, he's a great guy, and I'm so happy. I was looking forward to this day.
Yeah, me too, man. Long overdue. Like I said, I wish I had more time to spend with Colt when we were out there, man. But it was good. Even for my 5 minute, I had to throw my hand through the VIP rope to get the shake on. I said I gotta see him, and they said, "Okay, sir, you're with the common folk. You keep it moving. You let King." I got VIP, Fonz. It was funny. It was fun, but I met Colt. I could say I shook the man's hand.
I said, I'm over here. I'm with Colt. Where you at? I'm over here, Colt.
Yeah, it is always surreal when you meet people that you've been gaming with and just talking to over the internet, and then you meet them and you're like, you know, sometimes you expect people to be fake, right?
Yeah.
Even though, you know, I'm who I am here. This is who I am in real life. Colt can attest to that.
But,
and when we met, it's like I'm thinking maybe he lied about something. Like you always feel that with anybody you meet in real life. And then you meet him, you meet somebody like Colt, and you're like, man, you spend 5 hours at In-N-Out talking to him. You know, it's
Facts,
crazy,
bro. The same thing. It was Colt, like I said, Boomstick. Shout out to Ainsley Ball. It was a crew, man, and all you FanFest guys, man, great guys, and just got a chance to chop it up as much as possible. It's like a fraternity. It was good. It was really cool to see people who just love gaming all together. You know what I'm saying? So salute. That was dope, man. Yeah, that's pretty much what I got. I mean, you already know what it is. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff. LordsofGaming.net. We got a lot of stuff going on. King said King of Statues is up. Please check all that goodness out. The stream team will be tomorrow. They got a roundtable with the stream team. My boy Old School Style is going to be a guest on this, so please check that out. Lord PD, Lord Sonaldo, L Boogie, the whole stream team. MJ is a boss. Everybody in the realm, and like I said, hit that like, subscribe. We really appreciate the support and everything. Everybody enjoy your Sunday. Football is on. If anybody got anything else, we are out, and